Good evening, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome to the Addicted Podcast number 28. I think we're at 28. 28. On this beautiful midsummer Monday with the lovely Miserable G, the rebel-looking Bio, little bit of madness, and Biomechanical, where I switched the names around, so let me quickly fix that. Here we go, yes.
We said last time, there's always something that always happens. Even at the most tiniest thing, something always goes slightly wrong. Always.
Let's see if the people in chat wanna let us know how the voice is everyone clearly hearable, and then we're not talking about album sensitive talking, you know what I mean?
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Really low.
How you doing, guys?
You're really low. Let me I always turn you down a bit. Always.
They probably going Bio's really quiet, but actually they meant madness because the name was the wrong way around.
Let me see. So in all seriousness, guys, the bio needs to be turned up a bit.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
think the owner just said everyone's low apart from you.
Also low.
Everyone's low apart from me. So let's see
Yeah,
if this
Menace
helps.
is always low.
Yeah.
So how is everybody while we let Solitary
Yes.
try and set that up? We'll might as well carry on with a little bit of chat, and then people can tell us the sounds where we're going. So Madness, how have you been?
I'm good, mate. I'm not bad. I've just been busy with work, designing, real life stuff with shoes and stuff. Got my first chicken dinner in Pug the other day, which was awesome. Finally. I know.
Round of applause, round of applause.
Only 60 hours later, we got there. It's like, it's embarrassing when you play with somebody else. When somebody says to you, like they say they've got 2 chicken dinners, and then they ask you what the crouch button is, and you're like, how the hell have I not managed to get a chicken dinner? So it finally happened. Broke my cherry, so I was very happy. Hit a duo as
You
well.
broke your cherry.
4 kills, and I got the final.
I didn't probably broke it.
I broke the cherry. Didn't pop it. Broke it. It was a painful one. And yeah, so yeah, I got that, and then I've just been really busy. I did finish going back to the footwear to the space boot that I've done. So I have a link in
Looking good.
chat for Sol if he wants to bring it up. So I've been working on this. If you don't follow me on Twitter,
Listen, Madness,
follow me on
if
Twitter.
you want to buy advertisement space in this block, it will cost you at least 10 quid per advertisement. So we have
Okay.
2 links here. So there's a donate button in the bottom of the stream. 20 quid. You put it in there. We'll get the links up for you. Not this fucking sneak advertisement here. No, bear with me. I'm gonna bring it up for you.
yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna bring it up for you, my friend.
The first one's the detailed of the outsole. So basically, what I've done on the outsole is I've added like a
On the what? Sorry.
magnetic
what?
on the outsole.
thought he said asshole as well.
Just confirming.
The asshole.
I'm not
Miz
normally
is
that
just
bad,
trying
but
to
it
cover up
sounds
for
like
his 2
something different.
shits. That's what Miz is trying to do. He's trying to get us away from the 2 shit comment.
I think you just beat it.
I just might have, yeah, on the asshole, right on the ring, right on the ring. No, God, it was just straight in the gutter, guys. Come on, seriously. We're trying to raise the profile of this show.
I know, but I couldn't help that one. But
You said it, Madness, not us. Come on.
Hey, I didn't say. I said out.
You're trying to raise what profile?
So yeah, so you'll notice there also. So I've added like a much more detail. It's gonna have like someone was telling me about. I want it to be able to clamp onto the whole side of hulls of ships and stuff. So I was like, well, we could do like a kind of a electromagnet. So that's like a coil. See those kind of copper wiring? That would be an electromagnetic coil that would run around, and then when you charged, it would enable you to then,
Listen, it's 2,428, man. Copper wiring is out of date, dude.
I don't know. Copper wiring is a basic.
good.
It's a basic.
I love
thing.
it, man. Great
And then,
design.
It looks
the
good.
second one just shows kind of like with more of the detail I've added, and then I've added some of the logos and the markings, and it's still work in progress. We've still got to finish a few more bits, but
Looks
once
good,
I've done
man.
this, once I've got the side view sorted, I will then move on to doing a heel view. And
So, can I ask, this thing in the back, yeah, is that going to make you fly?
yes,
No, yeah, in layman terms, basically. So it's like a rotor to push you up. Nice, man.
yeah, and the
I
front
like it.
3R as well. So it basically gives you Iron Man style landing.
I like it. I like it. Looks good. Looks good. You want me to show the other picture as well?
Yeah, if you don't mind, because that's the kind of the whole view.
I do mind, but it's all right.
Thank you. And then
So we're
I mean,
gonna
like I said, if you
quickly-
follow me on Twitter, and then I do post the videos, so I have to do the VOD for the latest details, so people can learn how I did it. If you're interested in watching the hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, I think it was this morning.
You should think about doing a time lapse or something.
I'm
like
going to. Yeah, I'll bring the whole video into a time lapse type thing, and then 10
Very
minutes,
nice.
5 minutes.
Very nice.
But for now, so that's unfortunately, when I exported it as a JPEG, it fucked all the colors up. So, it
looks
looks a lot of the
good.
detail.
Pretty awesome. I'd buy them.
I hope,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Well, yeah.
What's
it
the
should be
alpha
cool.
UEC for them?
I still got to finish a few more details, but it will be great when.
Listen, can I ask a quick question, Album? So what kind of batteries do you put in this?
Well, this is someone asked
Is it
me
like the
this, and I
big
was
ones or the
thinking-
small ones, or?
I think we should do a combination of power for it. So I was thinking we could do like a kinetic charge. So when you walk, you help charge it, like you do your watch. You know, when you kind of like move things, it charges up. We could do solar panels on it as well. And then I was thinking it could have a battery pack which could be charged via the solar, so it has a permanent supply, or it could have like a coal fuel cell or something inside it.
I was thinking if I could just get the batteries at Poundland, man, I would buy them.
Poundland in the future could be pretty cool.
That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. No, I think overall, man, very, very nice,
Thank
man.
you.
I
I
could
appreciate
not
it.
do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I could
It does
not do
look
this.
cool.
You know,
Yeah,
I
I
like
was.
it.
I was. It was a lot of work, and I've still got the low version to do and other things, so it will be constant work coming
Nice.
out. And
You've
then,
been putting the updates on the RSI website as
I
well.
will do. Yeah, I haven't not yet. This is the first time I've really come back to the project in a week because I've been busy with work. So
There you
Very
go.
nice.
Madness X version's got a good idea.
what's that?
You have like an iPod dock and things like that. You need a shoe dock, so when you get into the cockpit, just dock your shoes in and it charges them up. I like
So
that.
the back kind of like opens up and you kind of have them in,
I
and you
like
just
it.
put your feet into them, and they're just like that'd be quite cool. Why not?
Yeah, good idea.
So yeah,
Very nice. Very nice, man. It's doing some great work there, dude. Doing some very great work. Were
Appreciate
we
it.
asking everyone what they were doing, and we were at Madness, yeah. So, Miss, you want to tell us? Did you tell us everything there, man? Sorry, man. I'm just.
no, that's it. I'll post a link in for my Twitter if people want to follow me.
Definitely go check it out. I think Imperial put it in there, by the way.
Sorry, that's not me.
Listen, that's.
You are
Find
Twitter.
me.
There we
find
go. If
me.
you want a Twitter account, go sign up.
There it is.
Madness, that's £30 for advertisements, by the way.
Are we all throwing our Twitters in?
No.
Nexus put all our Twitters already in there, just a little bit down there, by the way.
Yeah, why not?
So thank you very much for that one, Nexus. Miserable, how was your week, man? What have you done?
Yeah, it was good. I can't even remember what I'd done actually, to be honest. I think I did some painting on Tuesday. I finished off the model that I was doing for Dungeons and Dragons for Desmarius, so that's finished. It's based and everything else, so that's cool.
Nice,
I've
man.
got to look at moving on to another one now, but that's okay. Other than that, I think I streamed. I can't remember what week it is. I think I streamed some Hellion with Mac at some point.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and I've been working on some animations for my follow alerts and things like that, and doing some dancing Mizbots. Oh, don't worry, I won't plug all my links in the thing to be shown off. No, but Toby and Bok have both picked up on those and used them, so they look quite cool. So yeah, but that's mostly what I've been up
More
to.
dancing bots.
More dancing bots.
I
That's it. I
like
need
it,
to
man.
find some more animations to
Very
do.
nice. And then last but not least, the biomechanical. Tell us.
Yeah, had some good streams this week.
Do not tell us that Tinder story, by the way.
What's that?
Do not tell us that Tinder story.
You always put me off on my when I'm about to talk. You always get me like forget my thought. Fuck you. Yeah, like I've created some emotes finally since I've forever. Like I've been trying to get around to doing it. Most of you have already seen them already. And it did take me a long time. I had some problems with some of them. I've created my subscriber emotes. I've just got to kind of wait for Twitch to kind of sort their backlog up. They're like at 20,000 behind, aren't they, or something like that? You
Yeah,
were saying,
something like that. 24,000 or more now, probably.
yeah. I did a duo stream last night. Thank you for everyone that came and watched and gave all those follows and support to Yolander HD, because he's back to streaming now and he's a really good streamer. He's a good lad of mine. He's a good mate of mine. And we really had a good fun playing Star Citizen last night. We will be doing that more often as well, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I've literally had a good week of streaming, and I'm planning to stream a lot more next week as well. There.
Very nice. Very, very, very
And
nice.
Week.
You sold. You did a few things.
Oh
this week.
man, I had an eventful fucking week. I'll tell you that. Streamed a lot of Hellion. I'm really enjoying. And bear with me, my fans.
Your 12-hour stream was Hellion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me quickly. Yeah, my 12-hour stream was Hellion. Well, it started with the eventful. Oh come on! The eventful Friday that we had for my graphics card decided to stop working, which was a bit less. Luckily enough, one of my viewers who lives very close managed to bring one down. So that was really thankful for him to meet the land that. We ordered a new 1080, so we should be on the go again.
Good choice. Good choice.
But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, good.
That's it.
And so no, that's not just it. Was it your 12-hour stream was
Oh,
for?
the 12-hour stream for the new logo design. I can show you guys probably. And I already paid my advertisement blog album, by the way, just before we. So
I'll check
the new
Addicted
logo.
Podcast donation box.
I only have this picture. It eventually worked out really nice, that you guys could see in the intro.
If you need sponsorship money, that looks really cool, dude. If you need any sponsorship money, talk to my sponsor.
Is he paying good?
Oh, the sponsorship's coming back.
Is he paying well? Yeah. Or...
Brief return.
Very nice. Very nice.
No KY jelly.
Not today. For you, it can be if you want to. It's fine.
That used to be one of the old subs, wasn't it?
Here we go.
Yeah, it's looking good.
It looks good, dude. I said to
Yeah.
you before about adding a little bit of you could put a little
Slightly less
highlight
Harry
on the
Potter.
glasses. It is, yeah.
The Harry Potter
what
one
you-
is gone.
Is that what you've been drawing, is it?
Yes.
That's his new logo.
Oh, really good, man.
A new logo design. Yeah.
Is this okay?
I got a full colored one. If that is more interesting. I don't know what I did with it. Let's see
So
who.
you
I...
actually, what, you're changing your whole logo for
Well, we
streaming?
saw it on the
We're
website.
changing the whole design for the stream basically. Yeah.
Okay. Because did you draw the one you've got now, currently?
No, I did not draw the one that I got now.
Because that's a spitting image of you, man. That's really good. I like the one you got, and I like the one you're doing as well, though.
Yeah, it needed change. I wanted to do something myself. I'm starting up a company for graphic design as well. So that's something. The website is going to be in the air within a week, I think. And this was my first project. Overlays, etc. will come as well. It's something that I will do during the week.
Cool, man.
If I'm not too hooked on Final Fantasy and Hellion as I am now, basically.
You're gonna start doing emotes for people as well.
I can do emotes. I can do logo design. I'm trying to get into concept art a
Did you
little
pay
bit,
enough
but
in
that's
the advertising box for this?
yeah. This is all covered, man. This is all covered. I'm the boss here today. You know.
I'm just curious because I
I
want
know,
to try and learn that kind of emote making and stuff. So
Yeah, emotes.
you can never help me
everything,
out, Solitary. That would be really good of you.
just hit me up on the Discord and we'll
Reasonable
figure it out.
rates. Mates rates.
Mates rates, yeah.
Well,
Tell me
I'll
as a
quite happily do the
customer,
work. I
nice.
just want you to show me what I need to do roughly. It's just...
For now, for all the people that have me on Discord, if you need anything done, let me know in the Discord, !Discord in chat. If you want to see the Discord, join in, etc, etc. But yeah, that was my bit, man. So we ordered a new graphics
Awesome.
card, so hopefully from next week on, 1080 should do the job. And replace the 770 we're running on now, but it's holding out great, to be honest. I have no complaints. I wish I went for an Nvidia sooner over the AMD, to be honest. I wish I did that sooner, but yeah. So we move on, boys.
That's we've got a lot of ATV. to
Oh,
cover.
we got a lot of
I
stuff
think we
on
just need
today.
to start there.
Let's
Start on
do that,
ATV.
shall we? Right, so this week we are a little bit pressed for time, so we're going to concentrate a little bit more on ATV and then wrap up with other stuff. Do you think?
Wrap up with a bit of bullshit at the end. I'm joking.
You guys want to start off with the ATV?
I think so.
Cool. So we had a lot of UK stuff on the ATV this week. Bayo, you wanna start out with the first bit? That would be great. And I'll pick it up along the way, and we can all jump in there.
Is this because you're struggling to read what? Hang on, let me just get the Google Docs up.
No worries, no worries. I will. I got the first.
Just
bit.
before we go on ATV, can I just say I watched Citizens of the Stars, the latest one, and there was a little thing about the next concept cell. There was a little mention, and it says something along the latest concept is a little buggy right now. And then the guy said, interviewing, said, "Oh, I see what you've done there. So, what are we thinking? Dune buggy?
Yeah,
It's going to be another ground vehicle, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
probably more of it's probably going to be like not so much a rover because that's more of an an armored vehicle. It's going to be more of I think like the bike, so like an open buggy, open cage, maybe two to four seaters or something.
Yeah. I think in two-seater could be maybe a three-seater with somebody on the back, like in if you were to do a two-seater version of the Pug kind of little buggy thing that they have, where you can guy sits on the back with a seat with a gun, kind of looking behind him.
Yeah, that'd be
two-seater,
pretty cool.
and then like, three-seater
Mad
would be
Max
quite.
style.
Yeah, like a little three-seater would be sick, I think.
Do you think it'll have cargo and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit of space. Why not?
Why not? Throw it in.
Why not? I mean, if it's going to fit people, it should at least have a little bit of cargo space. Maybe not as much as a rover, but a little bit more than.
Yeah, they
enough
do
than
need
a
to make a
Dragonfly.
ground vehicle with actual proper boot in it. So
Yeah.
It could just be like a
Stuff.
multi-crew bus.
double decker.
Yeah, I mean, it could be huge.
Six
It could be
seats in it or
huge. It could be huge.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could be a tank or something, or an anti-aircraft tank.
Or
I
it
don't know,
could
who
just
knows?
be a desert buggy.
But I think it's with the word buggy.
Buggy. Yeah.
Probably something like from PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, that little buggy.
How is that thing called that we have in our hangars?
Yeah.
Is that called a buggy?
Grey
That's
cat.
a grey
Are they
cat.
buggy?
Grey cat, but it's
like
a
little
grey cat
golf
buggy,
car,
right?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you guys expect that the grey cat buggy might be drivable outside our hangars, as he mentioned that? And that thing is freaking buggy as well. So the buggy is
I mean,
buggy.
there's no reason for them not to allow them to put it on, apart from getting it from your hangar to your ship somehow. There's no real reason for them not to allow that. But whether it's like, because I don't know. I mean, we've had it driving around ArcCorp, so it would be pretty cool if they would just let us use them. Because they're just wasted, especially since they shrunk the hangars down as well. So we're left like, not doing anything with these buggies. So I think it would be quite nice if they let people that have a buggy take it out. But I don't know.
Definitely. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. I think that they should be on. They should be at like Levski. They should be hanging around all over the place.
They're going to be handy on Levski when
Just
you need to do
jump
big
in them.
distances,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely going to be handy.
It was just that they said that, and it was actually quite good. I definitely recommend if no one's seen Citizen of the Stars, go check it out. There's a good interview with Benjamin, and he talks about a few things, which is quite interesting. He's quite a character as well, clearly a character. And so yeah, it was quite interesting. I was very salty about the MVP. I don't know, but I won't. We'll deal with the salt later.
What MVP?
I think
I didn't understand the person that won it.
Yeah.
And then
No,
I didn't understand why the Nox that was chosen, I wasn't even considered for the Nox thing.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Listen, you can't be a winner everywhere, madness. You know
My
what I
design
mean?
was original.
Maybe they worried about copyright.
World War
of the
II.
grin.
World War II. Which is great, don't get me wrong, beautiful, but at least, I mean, they could have done like all the people who've done Noxes, they should be at least doing, in my opinion, a rundown of all the people, all the people's versions of the Noxes.
I don't know why the Nox has been a lot popular for doing custom art on compared to the Dragonfly and stuff.
I don't.
It has more space. Obviously, it's more solid. A solid thing, and people are like, oh, we're going to RP our race teams, etc. And I think that's maybe why it really caught on. You cannot do a lot with that Dragonfly, and that you can give it a different color, but there are not vast amounts of spaces, big open spaces where you can do graphics on. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, wow.
So it all becomes a little bit more smaller,
I just felt rigged to me, to be honest.
No, it's alright, man. Listen, if you and it's not going to cost you any money. If you copy me a link again, we'll put it on here. You get much more exposure than that other stuff anyway, man.
Yeah, no one watches Citizens of the Stars. Let's face it.
No, Addicted Podcast is where it is. Just for everyone from earlier, On my right side, on my right side here, I put the logo for the people that are interested. I'll remove it in a second, but that's how the logo eventually turned out. Nice and orange with lots of whites, blacks. I love it.
It's good, man. It's good.
Thank you very much. I'll just put it out.
I think it's a great start. I think you can add more to it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not done yet. It's definitely not done yet.
Yeah. I think
But I will
yet, but it's
probably
really
fall
good.
back on your expertise, give you a bit of discount on that advertising space, and we'll sort that out, man. So I need to speak to you about it anyway. So we'll catch
there's
up on
me,
that
but
one.
look, I mean, there's X's in here, and there's a few other really good artists who, at the end of the day, if you give them the files, if they know how to use Illustrator, they could just come back and say, hey, what about this? Try this, maybe a little play on it, and then throw it back to you, and you'd be like, oh yeah, cool. You've done the bulk of the idea, and then at least it's a lot easier sometimes to work off of an idea, sometimes
Yeah.
just twist it and add an artwork, add a finish sometimes.
Guys, we're gonna have a problem though. It's something I wanted to discuss with you guys. So a while back on stream, I said I will let my beard go until 3.0 comes, but I'm gonna look like fucking Gandalf by the end of this, right?
Or a hobo.
Boys,
He's ready there, mate.
it's like 24 degrees outside, man. This thing is hot, I tell you that. This
Yeah,
thing
I
is
was
hot.
gonna do the same, but like, as you can tell, guys, I shaved this morning. I had enough.
Ooh.
When I start eating my food and my like mustache, like no, that is not good. It was horrible.
It was horrible. It is
So
horrible,
yeah,
man.
shave.
So,
on.
should we move on to ATV?
Yes, Bio.
The beards.
You will trip over it as
So
3.0 comes
the
out.
first
yeah.
bit of ATV was all about their upgrading their technical sprints.
Can
Ooh,
can
I
we
love that.
mute Madness for like 5 minutes of the ATV, please, while we just go over the first bit?
Yeah, but that can be possible. Bear with me.
And then,
Why? Because it's
where
about
are we?
right, so the first part of ATV, while he's muting Madness, is a little bit of an update.
Yeah,
to
he's muted.
Showing a bit more of the cockpit sprint for the Gladius.
Trying to make it
In and out of
look
it and
more
out thing.
visually seeing and more it feel more for the ship, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
They were saying. Yeah, and they've also upgraded the kind of the blackouts and the redouts as well, haven't they?
Yeah. So it's like they're having the effect of the oxygen and the passing out and the stamina and all that sort of thing on there as well. So I don't know if Sol's showing it yet. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you're showing the upgrades on the ship.
I mean, I don't know what people's opinions are on the cockpit, but I don't know, it looks quite nice.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
They did say that they were, so you can see that they were trying to bring all the buttons and things closer, so that you've got more access to touching like all the different buttons and stuff that's going to be available in the 2.0 item system.
Making it so you can see it all visually in like one area, then having to kind of stretch
not
out
look
and
around
trying to
too
find
far.
stuff.
Because they
Because
want
we all
to
know
Am I still
trying to-
muted? Am I still muted?
No, not now.
Oh.
As we all know, like trying to look around sometimes to find things is not easy.
You're right, man. It's
But yes, we all know that the Gladius is looking pretty good.
Bio, can you check if Madness is alright on that side? Can you give him a little pinch?
I think he's crying.
Why are you
So
crying,
yeah,
Madness?
that was basically. I mean, we've seen a lot of these updates already, and so it was a little bit more of an update on that. So the other thing that I had was that the stamina net is going to be affected with the G-force animations as well. I'll just look up the next GIF. So yeah, that's all affected. I mean, they've been working on the oxygen in your blood, the stamina, and all that sort of thing. So it's had a lot more work.
It does look pretty cool how they're managing to get it to work now, and also the movement of your character inside the ships now looking a bit more better than rigid, if that makes sense. It looks more fluent because they were talking about how the way your character's head nods and moves to side as well, depending on the speed of how you turn.
So yeah, that's pretty much, you know, that was a technical sprint for the cockpits. Then we moved on to the close combat.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's
I
doing
really
really
like
well.
that.
Unmute Madness now. Close combat.
I like the way I like the way they've been having. So you know this yellow line around the characters. I like that, and around the objects.
You think? Do you think that's going to stay?
I don't know. You see it in a lot of MMOs, you know, to highlight your
Your preferred
your
certain
objects, your
target.
targets,
But the thing is,
etc.
it was targeting himself. Person doing the knifing. I don't know. It seems. I mean, they've got the ability to do it because you could argue it's being on your HUD and that sort of thing. But
Who did this GIF? Why have we got?
Yeah, it wasn't there at the end, and when I made it, it's there, and I was thinking I can't be asked to redo it
Who did
because I've
this
got
GIF?
so much to do.
Right, we know
There's
what
a
it
few
looks
that's
like.
done it. There's a few that's done it afterwards where they've got him. I think he just wants to be in every GIF, to be honest.
Clearly.
What I
And
don't
so the
understand
man
is
in the
that
picture,
the
if you want to come on the Addicted podcast, join us in Discord. We can sort that out with you.
Who?
I don't know who was the dude that at the end.
No, it's not. It's not
Of the
the
GIF.
one we were on about earlier.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Sorry.
less visible. So we have the
Someone
less
turn.
visible. Sorry.
Someone turn 2 pages then.
Huh? Oh no, no way. He's getting confused with someone else.
Yeah,
he was
can we
thinking
just-
that was Cameron. But it
Miss,
wasn't.
what were you saying?
No, I'm not on the camera. I'm about to do it at the end of the video.
Was I talking to Miss
Okay.
or was I talking to
We
someone?
were talking about the highlight thing on there, and I'm not sure. I don't know whether I think it's a good thing to have or not, to be honest. So, like, you know, is it going to be for takedowns? Is it going to be? Are you going to be able to see everybody's? Because I mean, they are going towards more realism than arcade, and that takes it down the arcadey path.
Maybe that was just for
Are they going to do
Starmine.
They're going to do choke outs as well, though, right? So
Yeah,
say-
like there's takedowns from without using a weapon as well.
Mhm.
Whether that will choke him out or just like break.
Well,
their
I
neck.
suppose you probably want,
Knock 'em down.
that would be linked towards bounty hunting. So I suppose you do want to kind of take down without a knife. You want to be able to do it.
Are you going to get that close? I mean, realistically,
But you're going to get that close to knife, aren't you?
you're not unless you're doing like. Yeah, most of the combat will be at a range, right? I mean, there will be a degree of obviously close combat, and I'm glad they've got it. But chokeouts and stuff, I imagine you'll have stun guns and things like that, really, to do most of the stunning. Rather than
Personally, I'm not a huge
tranquilizers.
fan of the whole stab thing. Anyway,
It'll probably be more used for missions, anyways, where you have to go into a base and infiltrate it, or whatever for future missions where you've got to, get inside and take this guy down without being seen, kind of thing. That would probably be the ideal.
you can't
time
have it
to
for
use
NPCs and not have it for players. It's going to have to be an option on players.
Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, it would be a thing where if you got to take a player out and he's with his mates and he's just wandered off and you don't want to kind of attract them over with gunfire and you can creep up on him, you take him down.
I only want them to have one feature, and that is the. Remember in Metal Gear Solid, you had the and then the when you crack the guy's neck. I want that in.
You just
You
need
might-
one
was,
close
that
combat
was
and then-
one of the most awesomest things when you would just and you could time it just enough so you wouldn't kill them. You would knock them out, and then they'd get the little sleeping thing on their heads, and they'd just run out. That is sick. I think that type of thing is fun.
Okay, Mandis.
Just
So you
say-
think that's
Computer
best
games.
for it, but you
Choke
don't
out and then
like
neck
this
break.
cockpit. Okay.
No, the Gladius cockpit is. Awesome.
Don't go. Don't.
But
don't
don't,
do it.
we've moved on.
So
Okay.
I think the thing with the takeout is that you're going to do bounty hunting, and you're going to have probably certain guns that will be able to like stun people and things like that. So I suppose you do need an unarmed takedown, so that you can capture people, and then like for bounty hunting missions, for if you're like police and whatever and want to arrest people, you need to have that sort of takedown that's not going to kill the person.
Like a knockout,
Yeah.
basically.
Hmm.
I don't know, man.
Smack on the back of the head.
I think if you look at it from a rogue kind of playstyle perspective, silent takedowns might be good as well. You mean like it's undefendable? Is that what you're saying? Is that why you're not liking it, or?
Well, the knife-based one is kind of undefendable, isn't it? Really, it's because at least the way they're showing it, it's just like you come up straight behind it, bam, you're dead, and it's like a one-hit kill.
Yeah.
But it makes things more strategy play, doesn't it? And more you've
Maybe
got to
they'll
keep around your six and.
No, but maybe they'll
Keep a
introduce
lookout.
a feature where if someone starts to do it, you get a fraction of an opportunity to press a button, Q or E for escape, and you have to tap it really hard or something to try and.
I mean, when you're
See
out
it.
and about, I don't think it's such an issue. I suppose I'm thinking that there's a lot of people that are thinking, oh, this is quite useful if a no gun zone or something like that, and you go up to someone shopping, you just go up behind them and then you can stab them, basically.
But you're going to get instantaneous. I think people have said this before. You're going to get instantaneously ganked.
If you're
by
still
the
dead,
security.
the person's still dead.
But with,
So they
with,
might get caught,
with
but-
permadeath, it'll be not really a smart. I mean, if they have that, and it depends what. It all depends. Ultimately, we don't know anything about death yet, so it all depends on what deaths, the consequences of real death in terms of in the game yet, because it's still so much is open for, you know, debate.
For play.
and play.
You know what it is as well, I think, man. It's a big risk of doing that knife attack as well. So there's risk and reward to it. So for you to expose yourself in such a knife attack, you know, it's.
I think yeah, they're cool. I like.
Someone
I've
could
always
turn
liked
around and shoot.
that stuff.
Go on.
Yeah,
you know?
I think solo like hand-to-hand combat. There's something really sexy about it. Like I was just explaining with Metal Gear Solid, is one of my favorite things is when you could sneak up behind someone and you just get that. It just adds that little bit more. Yeah, get in there. But I'm sadistic, so what can I say?
No, I've enjoyed it in those like games of like Thief and things like that a lot. So I do like that sort of takedown, but I think I don't know like well I suppose I mean more in just where there's supposed to be safe zones where you're not allowed guns and stuff.
Well, then, but
It's
just
like-
disable it. They could just make it. I mean,
Well,
they can
yeah,
like
they may-
disable
they may well
weapons.
do
They
that.
can just disable it.
But most people think that they're not going to, so it'll be
Wait and
what
see. I
will
guess
happen to them?
if everybody starts murdering everybody in Port Olisar all the time or wherever they are, then eventually, and it all goes out of hand. You know what I mean? Then maybe they might,
Yeah.
go. Oh, quick, we've got the Delta patcher by now. We'll just quickly implement a quick bit of code that stops you from being able to use that in the station.
I think it's good. As long as they don't make it as obvious as with the grenade, because I think the grenade one is just crazy. You know, it's like you pull the pin out of a grenade and it's like you have some flashing light on top of your head. Someone's coming with a grenade. Woo woo!
But
You know what I
do
mean?
you think
It's not
that's just
working.
for like Arena Commander though? Or Star
Isn't
Marine,
it?
'cause
Isn't it in the PU as well at the
Oh,
moment?
is it in that? Yeah.
I
I
think
think
so.
takedowns will be in PU, is that it?
No, not takedowns. I'm on about like the highlighting of.
The grenade.
Oh,
It's the same way, like I
think
think
so.
you might be right. It might be in PU, but then might be. I don't know whether they intend it to be there.
I think
Because
that's
when
too
I
much.
actually-
I was picking up a grenade, the icon for a grenade being thrown, and I was in space and I was nowhere near anyone, and they were chucking a grenade from Korea, so I was picking that up in the game yesterday. So yeah, it is in PU.
Yeah,
The icon.
I mean, personally, with the radar thing that you're talking about, Sol, again, I think it should be. I always think it should be kind of like they do a balancing system. So for me, it's like if you on your character, for example, you have to have a piece of tech that enables you to be able to detect grenades, for example, and it takes like a hard currently all the armor and stuff have kind of hard points and things to put things on. So
Yeah.
in theory, you would have to put on that detection thing, but it means that you can't carry an extra grenade, for example, or you can't carry. So it immediately limits. So you have to make a choice. So if you find that you prefer carrying grenades, you maybe take that off and go, well, I don't really need it. I can kind of tell when a grenade is very unlikely I'm going to get grenaded, and you risk obviously then not being able to detect a grenade. And for me, that's how I would kind of deal with
Definitely,
that whole kind of thing,
Oh, yeah.
or you can have an enhanced version of a grenade detection which detects it from the minute that you pin it, and a standard grenade only detects it when it's within 5 feet of you or something.
It's what I said earlier. It's same as the knife. Those gameplay styles. It's what you say. You want to find a middle way. You don't want a flashing thing where the grenade is coming, because that takes the whole point of the grenade away. You want something that is.
I've watched lots of Star Marine games, and it's just constantly like you can. Like, it's no surprise anymore. You don't have to listen to the ting of the grenade bouncing or anything. It's just literally a bright, flashy
Exactly.
thing flying across the room. And what's the point of having a grenade?
It's
It's
the
so
balance.
highlighted.
It's the balance. I've always said that it should really be detected from a certain range around you. So the minute that it gets near you within a certain range, that's when suddenly all alarm bells go off and goes, there is a
Like, ding, ding, ding,
fucking
ding, ding.
grenade next to you.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
my
Run,
problem is that you
bitch,
see it,
run.
you kind of see it through the walls and everything now, don't you? It's just
Yeah,
it's just a
everything,
big
yeah.
triangle.
Yeah.
Well, that needs to not happen. I think.
But
It needs to be
again, like I
visual.
said, points for me, it should be this type of detection tech and stuff should be a gain and an advantage in some ways, but then it strips you from maybe having extra ammo, from being able to have all sorts of different things. For detection stuff, it limits the amount of offensive you can do, and versus
Yeah.
if you do lots of offense, you can't have as much detection and defensive stuff. That kind of balance.
Definitely.
What's next?
So we have the less visible stuff, the fundamental underlying pieces of technology. I will show a bit of the. I'm not going to play the GIF because.
Don't bother with the next two gifs because they're just I don't know what. Even
Yeah,
they're
the
showing.
GIFs are not really. I'll put stills on for everyone that wants to see it.
These are the walking.
It's the walking. Yeah, I think we've seen it 2 weeks back as well.
They just improved it. It's great. Good. Move on.
Yeah. So let me jump back to this one. So also known as a 2.0, converting all the old players. So it's good that they're converting everything. You know, it seems that they're closing down on all the things that they needed to do. Hopefully we see a bit less of that. So we've seen a lot of walk-in, picking up, putting down, taking a poop, running around. You know what I mean? It's they're closing down on it. It seems for me.
I think the key thing from that one was that I think they said that every single character basically has had a rework for. So all the old ones that you've seen, all the old Morrowind tours, everything else, all the characters you've seen have had a rework with new updated models and codes and everything else, basically. So, I mean, it does wonder, like, so because obviously they made some of these quite a while ago, it does make you wonder if the game's not going out for a while. Are they going to do another pass on them, or is there going to be a limit to how many times they keep upping these characters? Because it's a lot of work to keep redoing them, I imagine.
I can imagine another pass somewhere next year, but the upcoming year we don't need any other freaking passes anymore, man. Just leave it as it is, you know.
Well, it's the Delta Patcher, like we were just saying, like I agree 100% with the people in chat. I mean, the Delta Patcher will enable them to be able to do polishing updates all the time. So just hurry up, get that in, and then we can worry about all the constant polishings. I mean, they want to get it to a state now, clearly, where they're happy with where it's at and build on, you know. So it's like a really great, beautiful foundation to build upon. And I think they're clearly almost there. They've still got a few more things that they want to do. But then I think with item 2.0, 3.0, this is the game now. You know, before we've been playing with bits of it. Now we're really getting the first foundation blocks of Star Citizen. So this is it. Now this is the biggest moment, because this is when people will start. The reviews people will be really watching to judge the game from 3.0 onwards. You know, and if it's wank.
It's like everyone said, it's the make or break of Star Citizen 3.0.
That's bullshit.
No, I don't think it's the make or break. I just think
this is what a lot of people have been saying, and this is what people have been saying.
I don't agree with that one.
I don't agree with it, no. But this is what people have been saying at the moment.
It's not like, I mean, like,
it's alpha. Just because it's a big massive patch, it's still freaking alpha.
Yeah.
There's absolute bullshit that it's making.
And normally, when people say this in chat in my stream, they normally come back with, guys, it's in alpha. And I'm literally saying, it's in alpha. You cannot break alpha, because it is like that build, isn't it? It's not a game yet.
It will definitely not be make or break. You know, we bought our ships when we had fuck all, when we couldn't fly, when we couldn't even see him in a hangar. You know, why would this then be make or break? You know, people invested 10, 20 grand before we could even fly these damn things. Do you think this matters 3.0 for new players? Maybe to get more players into the verse, I think it will matter. But for us, nah. You know, I'll grow a fucking bear like Gandalf. I don't give a shit.
Screw something up, and everybody that's already playing it decides that they don't want to play it anymore. It means nothing. Because I said it. Basically, if something's got a bad review, you know, it has a bad review. Like, you know, it goes around for a little while. We've already got certain people in the community that like to spread shit all the time anyway, no matter how good it is. But at the end of the day, when that game is released and all the magazines play it and everybody else plays it and they go, this game is fucking amazing, it doesn't matter how bad press it's had in the past. You're going to tell me that people are going, no, even though it's got like 99% in all the magazines, no, I'm not touching that. I remember a patch 3.0 somewhere, it was shit. I'm not touching that. It's not going to happen. No way.
No, it will be.
It's just rubbish. Really all you need is a few magazines to say this fucking game is off the chart, and all of a sudden, all those people that be going, I'm going to play it, but I'm just not going to tell you I'm playing it because it's fucking awesome.
What it will do is, if it's wank because of netcode issues and things like that, it just means the streamers won't be able to probably stream the game to the way we want to be able to present the game. That's all it would potentially mean. But people will still play it, and I wouldn't be surprised. Think about it. It's got to go to Evocati. It's going to go to Concierge. It's going to go to PTU Wave 1. It's going to go PTA 2, 3. Think about from 2.6.1. I'm sorry, 2.60 to 2.6.1. They did so many little not little, bloody big, but you know, patches and iterations and changes and improvements in that short period of time that was out. Plus, they did a sneaky out of nowhere, suddenly dropped another fix for pads and stuff out of nowhere on us. So I mean, and if they bring the Delta Patcher in, I firmly think that it'll be running. I don't expect it to be smooth at all. It's going to be peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, that's for sure. But eventually, I'm sure it'll smooth out, and then we'll be into 3.1. Hopefully,
that's the next bit. Was actually what's in the ATV. They were saying basically they
Hot
have
crunchy peanut
also
butter.
been working incorporating the brand new patching system into the internal copy build 3 tool. Basically, it's now passed the QA's approval. And what they've done is they've started giving a limited rollout to the dev team to flush out any other issues or any bugs that they could find. And so far, they've had no negative reviews on it from any of the dev team.
Well, yeah.
But hang on, that
gonna-
just goes. That goes
That's-
against.
that-
They're going to say anything, and
Yeah, the dev team's not going to say,
So-
"Oh, this is crap." But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you all think that this is going to come out of the gates and it's all going to be smooth as fucking
No,
putty,
no. It will never be
you
smooth.
kidding yourselves.
No.
It's going to be buggy. There's going to be, and they know that. They want it to get as polished and as much features they want it to be working. But it's like any other build we've had. We've had loads of builds, and they've released them too early, in my opinion, sometimes to the actual public server rather than just keeping it on test. But it doesn't matter. It's just testing it, and as Sherman says, it's alpha, and then people need to stop thinking what alpha is and getting it totally fucking wrong. And if they do, well, bollocks to them, because they can go and then they can come back when it's beta and it's more polished, and then they'll hang their heads in shame and they'll carry on playing it and pretend they never slagged it off. That's what
I'm
happens.
copying that definition, Sherman, and I'm going to put that in my stream.
It's true
Definitely.
though.
Thanks for that.
It's definitely
But
true
he-
though, yeah.
it is what it is. I'm just really delighted that we are getting so fucking close. It's just
Oh, yeah.
like I said, the only problem is
Close!
the only problem is like I said, is my hype bubble. I was saying is literally it just keeps being burst every time the diff checker comes out, and it's a shred of a bubble now. It's like every time I try and blow it, it just doesn't go anywhere. So I'm just hoping. I'm really hoping.
But this diff checker, there's not a lot left. There's
I know,
really
this
not a
is-
lot left for them to keep delaying it with. It's literally just delays that they obviously it's affecting it too
netcode.
much to let it out. That's all.
It looks like it's to do with those things, like the reason we clearly see when they showed the videos, you see the frames being pretty low on some of the what looks amazing. You're kind of like,
Yeah,
that
there was
looks
a
like
railgun one.
12
I think it had like 12 frames per second. It's like, yeah, that needs to go up a bit.
Yeah, you're like, clearly having problems. But yeah,
We're
I
getting
agree.
there, guys.
I'm just excited to see what they might be able to sneak in there in this delay. Very interested to see what we could get. We're going to get locking. We're going to get locking doors put in for the cutlasses and other ships. Will that be a feature?
I think we need locking doors. I said this
Well, it's in-
before.
They're on the Caterpillar, but they're not working.
Aye. But we need them
So-
everywhere. You'll get a lot of griefing otherwise, man. Especially with these planets. if you want to land down somewhere and you can't lock this thing, it's going to be it's going to be a pain in the backside. You know what I mean? You'll have constantly people flying off with your ships, etc., etc.
I love Board. He's fucking hilarious. He's clearly having a drink. Good lad.
200 FPS at 4K board.
Monday.
Can we get your setup details for that one so we can copy that?
Right. Where were we? What were we on to, boys?
So we had the hologram, the new Moby Glass.
Oh my days! Now
It's
I'm going to
actually
say.
looking bloody lovely, isn't it?
All right. Now we have a choice here. We can either go at this like it's like when you're a kid and you have a dinner table and you've got your green peas that you don't really want to eat, but you want to eat them first so you can enjoy the rest of the meal, or you leave them to the end and try and get away with it. Your mum. What do you want to do? Do you want me to go in with the salt at the beginning or with the?
I think we need to mute Mandis for the next 5
Let's
minutes.
get the salt. Let's get the
So
salt.
let's get it out there, man. No,
because
serious. Let's get it out there.
Because I'm just gonna like it is amazing, but I'm just gonna say the bit. It tilts away a fucking again like the Gladius cockpit HUDs. Why does
Are
it
we going
tilt
Gladius
away
cockpit
from
again?
you?
It
You
just
look
needs.
at you look at your
Yeah,
screen.
I agree.
it's-
It looks great,
Come
but
on.
it does need a bit of tweak. It's
like the tilt.
like you wouldn't. Why would you hold it so that you can like, have to look over it? It does need to be tilted. a
You
little
don't
bit
look
more.
at your iPhone at that angle or that angle. You look at your iPhone like that, don't you? You look straight at it. You don't look at your watch at that angle to tell the time.
If
So
you
why would-
if you look further down, I think that it has changed slightly further down later in the ATV. They do another clip of it to show, and it's straight.
I didn't say.
It also could do with some contrast so that you can actually read.
Yeah, the
text as
light's
well
a
would
bit
be
bright.
great.
I'm just saying, we get the peas out of the way with, and let's get to the good shit because it's.
You'll find
fantastic.
you find there's an improved version of it later on.
Do you think we will be able to change colors on this?
Board is my phone.
I think
hologram
didn't
device.
they show us them with it changing colours like very early on in one of the previews?
I think you did.
I think
That
there
would
is
be
supposed
nice,
to
See all the
especially.
games you've made. Little bit.
I think especially with for different play styles, different areas, different lighting effects that you'll get. You need to be able to change it. You know what I mean, Liz?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm sorry, I have to sort out board. I did them with
There you
paper.
go,
You know when you flick the paper and you have the game. That's my little
Nexus has put up a link, so you can see where it's changing colour. So yeah, we had seen it before. But
Cool.
Yeah, they showed.
yeah, I would like to be able to
If you
check.
look at that HUD though, if you look at that display, it looks more vertical than it does in the latest one.
Which one? This one here.
Yeah, the one that in the link that Nexus has put up. It
You want me
actually
to bring
looks
that
like
one
it's-
up, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's
Bear
more if you were
with
to
me,
compare the two.
let me
It actually
quickly
looks.
switch.
Look at that one. It looks more tilted away than. I mean, it could be. It might not be a thing. They might just go tilt the wrist. You might be able to tilt your wrist. I like the fact that it moves a little bit as well, like the arm. You know, if you hold your
We're
arm.
getting it
up, you
prepared
can-
for VR, so you can just do that and tilt it some more.
I'm just saying, that's my only, like I said, I think it's fantastic. It's one of the best kind of Pip-Boy futuristic HUD UI things I've ever seen.
Definitely.
So
The UI
that's my
looks
only
awesome.
little salty thing, is because this reminds me again of that whoever did that. It's clearly the same idiot. That's all I'm saying. It's clearly the same idiot. It's just said the thing. We need to have all these HUDs tilting away for madness to get salty.
I like this though, with a little bit of the roll effect. You know, it's
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
like this.
fantastic. It gives them space as well, because they can make that roll around. You know what I mean? They can have it roll
But
around the
madness,
hand.
if you
I
look at
just
the other
noticed
picture,
what board's on about. If you look at it on the actual side angle, the watch is about 2 inches too big around his wrist.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
hanging off. It's like,
But
Yeah,
this first picture that we saw earlier, madness, and I think it's this one here. So
So heavy armor.
if you look at this picture that we have up on stream now, I don't know if it will probably come a couple of seconds later for you guys,
Yeah.
but it's obviously from a different view. So if you're looking in front of it, I think the little bit of tilt only makes it easier for you to see everything.
You're
Don't you
clearly
agree?
foreign. Clearly he's foreign. This just explains it.
Calling me a foreigner now.
I'm calling you a foreign.
How does that
Clearly.
work? How does that work? How does that
Do you
make
keep
a difference?
fucking turning the light off on
Because
me.
they have a different light source
Jesus, man.
up
Oh,
there.
I
She
think
just
Miss-
wants you to
Bear
be in the
with, guys.
darkness, Miz.
Miss has some lighting problems.
She wants you to go to bed. Oh, he's turning her off now.
Shut up.
Stop turning that light off of me, woman.
He's like that. He cracks. Gets his wife beater shirt on. Cracks open a can of Stella.
Drinking Stella. No, I think he's already is drinking Stella. He's already there.
You do what I say, woman.
Oh,
We do not advocate any of that type of behavior, by the way.
no, by the way,
No.
Just messing around.
to make sure.
But yeah, no, I do. I guess like anything, isn't it? We just have to wait and see until we see it in our hands.
Yeah.
At the moment, just based on what I saw and what I've seen, that's my only little niggle. And the light, I agree with them, is slightly over. It's just too bright. The light at the bottom. It's hard to read.
Like it's going across the room. What? By I mean Miz. Everyone's getting me mixed
Yeah.
with people tonight. Like, what?
See Mario come back. See Miz come back with blood on his face. It's all right, boys. It's all
Just add a little bit of weight. It's fine.
In a couple of seconds, we see Mrs. Wife coming in, grabbing him by the ear, pulling him out of the screen.
I wanted us to come out now and just turn that light off one more time and just go and then
rage.
what's up?
Rage.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think if
Yes, the Moby Glass.
we had enough about the Moby Glass now, I say we're going to move
Well,
on.
have you got the star map? Because that's stunning, by the way. Did you
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
that's a bit further on.
Is that later?
It's a bit
is it?
further on. We
Yes.
got that one coming, Album. We got that one coming. I think it's now the particle system. I call it New Year in Star Citizen. Is that
Yeah, the
is
fireworks.
the fireworks.
Beautiful.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty fireworks.
So
It was a bit of an odd way to show them.
Yeah.
People are looking at them. What is there fireworks in the in the game now? But no, it was just
just to show the VFX of it, right?
yeah.
It was showing the particle effects that I think they mentioned the week. Was it the week before or was it this week where they ups the particles and it's using a lot less memory and stuff, basically.
Yeah, because
We started on
they
last week.
showed what was that video? They showed a picture of a little clip of a ship of its damage status inside, wasn't it? And you saw these particle effects going around the ship, and it looked absolutely amazing. And it used less CPU and GPU usage than before. It was amazing to see.
Well,
I
do
mean-
you know you're asking about what these kind of fireworks could represent and stuff, and I see that, and I just think of a guy welding on a building, like an NPC.
They
looking
do
like
look like the
welding.
sparks, yeah.
And he's kind of
Welding
like got his
sparks.
visor down, and he's there, and it could be like the sparks on the side. So again, to add that kind of reality and life of someone doing something on at Levski and building, because at the end of the day,
It could be Disney.
could be Disney. Yeah.
Good thing to watch at.
Could be.
Everyone will probably, and I'll put the video up again. That's something that I noticed when I was watching the video. Do you see it reacting to the floor where it lands on? And I think that's an important
It
one.
bounces a bit, doesn't it?
It bounces a bit, and I think that is what they showed in, was it last week's ATV as well? With
Well,
the
not
ships,
only-
I
it
think
reacts
last
to
week's, yeah.
it reacts to objects that where it's near to or where it's reflecting off.
Yeah, I think they're trying to work it on so it hits off you as well, and it will bounce off you if you walk into it.
Yeah, nice.
It can maybe create holes in suits if it's too
No,
loud.
I don't think. I don't know
It's all
if
to
it
do
will
with particle. It's all to do with collision and kind of where you set the kind of collisions to the objects and stuff.
It's a right step in the right direction, anyways.
Cool. Yeah, it looks great. They do beautiful stuff here, so.
Oh, they're doing a lot of beautiful. We've seen a lot of beautiful stuff this week, guys. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys agree with that.
This
That is-
week, I mean, I just watched ATV, and every time the scene changes, just like, wow.
Oh,
Nice.
It's always
Wow.
the UK
Wow.
team that just like brings it, isn't it? I find.
Well, this was Frankfurt because they did the planets, dude.
Yeah,
This was-
definitely.
This was UK update.
UK team this was, but there's UK and Frankfurt, both of them are like, I think they're in a competition of each week one brings one out and then goes, go on, top that.
Competition.
Yeah, top it. Go
See
on.
what you can do better.
That's good.
I think the next bit in the ATV was concept team being working on the ship weapons, the Aemon,
Yes.
and the Reese laser cannons.
Beautiful. I like that thing, the Aemon. I love it.
They do look pretty cool. There is a GIF there, roughly. It was a very quick GIF because there wasn't much to be shown on it.
No, that's all right. I think it brings something different again, you know, different style. I like this sort of style. I could see this on with the wide on a Banu ship, you know what I mean? I like this.
This is cool. This is very cool.
Have you guys looked at your weapons much when they're on the ship?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I
haven't
do
got much
before I go
choice,
into
but
it to see how they're cool and how they look.
I am going to get nothing but the option to look at my weapon on my ship.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I just
No,
mean like this. You look
you
at a
may
lot
not
of
with
stuff,
those
but
two
the
big HUDs in the
attention
way.
to detail is amazing on these guns.
Oh, no.
And they do look so.
Oh,
good.
look at this, the Gemini.
But I tend not to look at them too much. I mean, mine keep falling off. I don't know why. I keep hitting stuff and falling off.
Gemini have made their first like machine gun in the lore. It's a beautiful.
I like it.
It's too shiny. It needs to be dirtied up and aged.
Oh, it will
No,
get
I
there.
like shiny new stuff.
Oh.
I like that.
Do you think this front bit will twist?
Look at it. I'm just looking at the game and thinking, oh, the smell of that would be lovely, brand new.
Do you guys think, and this is something that I wondered, and do you guys think this thing will twist?
Which bit?
The front bit, basically.
The barrel.
The barrel.
No.
Oh, the inner barrel might turn when you fire. Yeah. Well, because it's a machine gun. It's like machine gun. So yeah.
No, you just look at the way. Just look at the way that the plastic is kind of wrapping around the circle.
Well, no, because it's in rods
No,
there.
it's
look.
hovering above it.
It's in rods. So it's in two
Describe
metal
them for the
rods,
podcast, guys.
which
Yeah.
will roll.
It's a beautiful black.
But no,
sleek
the reason why I said I
gun.
like the idea of possibly ever being able to smell that gun because I loved it when I was in the army and I had when I first got the S80 and the smell of it was beautiful.
Are we
Can
describing?
I just say now, Bio, you're not going to be able to smell this gun.
I know.
It's not in the game, all right? We don't need more stretch goals, thanks.
Can you buy me a drink first before asking me to smell my gun?
get that smell VR.
To be honest, it's so hot in probably all in the UK at the moment. We are all we all look like we're smelling at the moment. That's for sure.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't wanna smell it.
definitely.
I think the barrel will spin, though. Yeah,
No, it won't.
I think it will. You can see by the top
Yes.
plastic bit over the top, or whatever metal bit, that it's hovering slightly over the barrel. It's not holding it in. And then
If
there's
they
like a chamber slightly further back that looks like it's made for a rotation to spin it.
It'll rotate.
Would be
it will
interesting.
rotate.
We're
If
giving
it
them.
doesn't, they'll do it now because they
Looks
We're
listen
giving them
to
some
us.
ideas. I think we're giving them some great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Just on that
Environment
drawing,
theme.
didn't make sense. But
I think
if they
we,
change it to a
yeah.
circular kind of thing, then yeah, well,
Yeah, who knows?
we'll wait and see.
Environment stuff, guys. What did you think?
Well,
yeah.
do you want me to start with the peas, or should we go straight to the
Oh,
main
just
course?
don't want
Go
that
for it, man.
piece.
Well, I always like to comment on what I see. It's not a question of like I don't think stuff's amazing. I always like to just what I see and just kind of give my
When-
opinion. This is amazing,
It is.
absolutely
like-
superb.
What I was like a bit, what I didn't kind of
Couldn't
like,
fault
they were talking about the cities, weren't they? Procedural cities, how they were doing work on that. and it was just a shame they didn't show any of it.
Oh, they're
I
keeping
didn't
that
care
back.
what
That's gonna be
status it
amazing.
was. I just wanted to see something. And they were talking about all this amazing stuff. And this is what they showed. And this is amazing. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah,
what they were
that's
talking
it.
about was even more interesting. And it was just a shame they didn't show anything for that. If that
Well, I
makes
think
sense.
we're going to see that with Arc Corp. I think they're going to be building
Yeah.
on top of that, and I think we are going to get to see a really expanded Arc Corp.
This is beautiful. With the because it's the new shader tech, isn't it?
I like
This
that.
is-
Shader tech.
It's just
Yeah,
get-
the new shader tech.
this isn't real. I mean, everyone talks about reality. Obviously, you don't get these kind of closeness of density of kind of asteroids and things. It's just for
Yeah,
film.
they explained that in one of the ATVs.
And I'm glad that they've gone with making things look over sometimes the reality, because I think again it is a game, and I think we should be you want to be kind of
It should be visually stunning than just.
yeah, it doesn't have to be. And at the end of the day,
Fair.
space is space. Just for today, that couldn't be real, but who knows? Someone could find a telescope camera and find something way out, and it is
view
actually
with the
real.
rings going through
Oh,
around it and the asteroids
That's amazing, isn't it?
looking so good. I mean, like you said, you did do some salt the other week about how it's not looking. Some of the space is quite empty, which we know it's going to be anyway. But when you see stuff like that, it makes it worth it.
It just makes it want to go. Oh, I just want to go there, doesn't it? And just
I think it makes sure they have to make sure. I think that they keep the interesting.
it's going to make some
bits-
beautiful screenshots for me.
They need to make the interesting bits near the interesting bits, and the boring bits really just for travel. Do you know what I mean? Like, they
Well,
need-
that's- You know,
I don't want them. Imagine they do all that hard work. Imagine doing all that hard work to make a section
But
really
the-
beautiful,
think
and then
it-
all the action is in the really boring bit where there's nothing to
But
see.
if you go into
it would be really stupid.
madness, but if you go into space, so yeah, tomorrow you actually go into space in real
Go to
life,
Space Man.
you're going to find everything interesting.
No, you're not. You're not going to
Not
find.
me. I ain't gonna find the toilet interesting. I ain't
You're
gonna
not gonna
find
find
trying
black-
to have to take a
constant
shit in
black
space.
holes.
I know I would
However,
find it
Maybe
interesting.
initially I
then.
would. Maybe I would.
Time out. Right,
Let's move on.
Wow, no, not move on. What Magnus was saying is that
Okay.
it's kind of valid in that the fact that you want the
Definitely, yeah.
interesting stuff to happen
Yeah,
in
yeah,
these
definitely.
places where it looks pretty. However, they have said, and that is part of the reason why they have these nebulas and stuff, because you're going to see that nebula and go, "Well, what the fuck's inside that nebula?" And you're going
You
to
can go
travel
to it.
there, and
Yeah.
so that's
Need
why you
to
will
stuff.
get the action there because
Yeah.
it's where people are going to be heading,
Yeah.
so that they can see what's going on, and there'll be like wrecks inside them, or you don't know that could have caused a storm. And
yeah.
not just that, but there'll be other visual things that you're going to be heading towards to try and explore to see what's there.
Yeah.
So I think the black stuff, there's not going to be anything there, so you're not going to be heading there anyway. So I think you're going to have a good chance that, that interesting stuff that looks pretty, that's where you're going to be heading, other than when you jump into like planet to planet. So
Yeah, like I said, I always get slightly concerned just because of some of the crazy things that they've done, and you just go, why did you do that? And I just think I hope seems like a really simple, obvious thing. Like, this is interesting. Make the interesting things at the interesting, because that's where everyone's going to go. So
Definitely, yeah.
I just worry sometimes. It seems a bit.
But then you get the other subject, and I'll totally agree with you two. Yeah, I think it's where you're traveling, where you're going fast. I don't care what's there. You could make it one big nothing. But what is interesting for you and what's interesting for me to see? Then you get that fight again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's different.
It's a tough
Everyone's
one.
got their own thing.
Well, I think madness is more on about just a pure nothingness. There's a lot where there's nothing. But
Yeah.
But for me, that's I still find that kind of cool. That
stick a paper bag over your head.
I don't know why, but I just find that kind of like that you'll get that feeling of damn, like I'm all alone in this area. That kind of
Yeah.
feeling that gives you that kind
Well,
of
it
that
doesn't make the
nervous
blackness
gameplay.
interesting, but that is what we've said. And I think it was mentioned. Was it last time when Astropod was here that he's like he was saying? There's a big chunk of you need that kind of nothingness and boringness, because when you then go to somewhere that's been beautifully crafted or something like that, it gives you that wow factor. Whereas if it's there constantly, you're just constantly looking around, going, oh wow, and it loses its appeal. It's like when people that are living in stuff that's got all the nice shit, and you don't have to work for anything. Sometimes when you work for that thing, it makes it 10 times better than it just being handed to you.
It's like when you watch a film, you have the high exciting moments, and then you have the cool down period. Then you have the high moments, and you have the cool down period. So,
It's like
but for me, the
waves.
cool down periods can be the traveling part, where you travel from
Yeah.
A to B. It takes time. That's the cool down period, and then the majority of it should be, oh, wow.
Yeah.
But you don't have
Anyway.
action scenes from the start to the finish, do you?
Depends on the movie.
Shit ones have it all the way
Henry.
through.
Hardcore Henry was pretty. pretty hardcore.
The insides of the stations, that's something that made me really happy. We've seen a lot of the insides of the stations over time. But it starts to feel more different styles, different, and I'm going to bring it up for you, man, as I know you like to visualize.
I do. I'm
bear
sorry.
with me.
It's just the way-
No,
it's just the way I am.
it's just a bit of delay from where I start talking and where the video goes.
It's okay.
Goes on.
Okay.
I love this. I love this sort of stuff, and I hope we can choose on what type or will it change per use of the building? Can we how do you say this in proper English? Can we choose it? You know what I mean? Can we say, oh, we want this certain style, or is it going to be bound to what we're going to do with the outpost? That's something that I've been wondering.
So I think
No
at least
questions there.
first iteration, the outposts we're not building anything, we're not making anything. So I think they're going to be outposts that we're going to find and discover. So I think on first iteration, these are all going to be set. But I mean, I was quite a few podcasts back saying how like a little bit concerned with sort of everything being procedural and it looking the same and boring. But when you look at some of these, they're looking extremely cool. And they're
Especially
having
the
the different
abandoned ones.
logos as well to show different companies owning them, and
Yep.
they are
They
looking really, really.
It just
nice.
sets. It just shows the future of what it can be. That your org stuff can be represented
yeah.
in them there as well. To say that you own this, that would be awesome.
Well, they have.
So I think that's what we're getting, isn't it? It's like certain corporations are going to own different parts of these outposts. So part of the missions will be you're doing it for a certain corporation or whatever, which is why. And I think there's maybe another GIF. I don't know if you saved it later on with outside of the building and the actual
Yep.
buildings having different colours outside.
And that's
as
the
well.
next one.
I'm sure I just saw something say Ryanair there.
I wouldn't be right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a more of a pirate-based org one as well, because those are very, very corporate kind of fractions. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a kind of a pirate version, but maybe not right for 3.0, but going forward. And they're going to enable us to build as well. They've confirmed that we will be able to do building, so which I think was a necessity to make this game really come alive. You know, people just
But
love
not in
the
3.0, is it?
Not for 3.0, but going forward,
If
we
only.
will. Yeah, if only. It would be amazing to have the tools, but I don't
there
think
you go.
it's not there
Yeah.
yet. But,
Look at that. I mean,
it
the
will be.
logos on the floor. So like the
This
ships
is-
are different colour seams.
This is all about the outpost clusters, how they group them and how they work together, and how they can make it still look visually stunning, with changing the landing pads and all the outposts, the power modules on each thing to make it like look nicer and like it's meant to be there.
Do you think in a future iteration that we will get presets on how we can build it? Or do you think, because you know what it is, what I find sometimes with games, with sandbox games, where people can build themselves. People will go out of the way to make the most shitty looking things that they can do in life, you know what I mean? Like pink, purple ponies, you know what I mean? And I
It's a
hope
mix,
that...
though. It's a mix. Some people do amazing things as well.
Oh, no, yeah, obviously, Madness, obviously. But it might be nice if there are certain setups that you can only connect it at certain points, so it will look very real, you know what I mean? I like that real feelness to it, you know?
That would be cool if they can make it so those rooms you can choose which you want on, like say start off with as like a central thing, kind of like in No Man's Sky. I know I'm mentioning it, but kind of like you build your
you
main
just
part
say No
and then
Man's
you
Sky?
build off it.
Say Osiris, it's better. I mean, they've already said, I think that is the whole point, you will be able to pick which module, but they've spent a lot of time making sure that these modules have legs and the ramps so that they fit on the landscape and everything. So I don't think they're going to allow you to start building like 3 to 6 story, like big massive dildos.
Yeah, I think
in
they
the
need to
ground.
finalize it.
But I
more,
mean, personally, you do get trolls, but I would kind of like to have freedom and how to build it. I mean, they've got to be connected because they've got to have like the oxygen and the air pressurized between them all and everything else. So you can't just do completely random buildings with it. But
yeah.
And we're going to have the option to potentially blow these buildings up at some point as well.
that's
So
what I
if you think-
hope. So I hope that if see, the thing is,
You
you'd
don't
always
like it-
get
you
your
don't
trolls,
like
but
a
I'd
giant
rather
dildo.
I'd rather the flexibility and be able to make what you want to make, and then we control the trolls. So if someone builds something shit, you just blow it up, rather than them not letting anybody do it just for the sake of a few trolls.
I know for a fact when I see something in game now, I'm probably one of those people that's a bit
Shoots
different.
first.
But if I see a beautiful building, I don't want to destroy it. I look at it and I like it's like there are kids. It's like a sandcastle scenario, isn't it? At school, like when you're on the beach you just know, like I will spend it. I'm a bit of a builder, as you know, creative person. So I spend ages. I'll build this wonderful castle. I'll step back, take a moment, turn around, and there's some dick.
There's always
decided
someone
to
that will
jump in it and just smash it up, and you're like, oh, clearly. But I'm one of those people. If I see someone that someone's built amazing, I'm very reluctant to want to blow it up because it's just like that's really cool. It doesn't mean I won't blow it up, but I might just leave. I'll blow the doors
Slightly
up and
reluctant.
get in, but I'm reluctant to. Yeah, I feel guilty. I maybe blow up a bit of it so it's not the whole thing gone, just a little bit, just to get in to get the stuff. I leave the rest of it there. I leave a nice little note saying, "Good job, well done, really nice building." Like it.
Definitely.
in the rubble.
In the rubble. So what's next, dude?
Let me
It's all about
grab.
dust, isn't it?
I mean, I agree with Nexus about the torch, but the thing with the torch Nexus is that they've changed it practically every patch. Every patch, you've got a different size torch, different brightness torch. I don't know. It's just something they're going to keep tweaking until they got like lighting set out on how they want lighting and atmospheres to be. You're going to expect to see torch changing all the time, I think.
Oh, do you know what? Just briefly on that, I can't wait to be like nighttime with the rover running
I
across
know.
the thing with
Just
the
the
lights on
lights
the rover,
shining. Yeah.
just coming down like that, jumping around trying to
Oh,
get back
right,
to where
Ray
we were.
Airy. That's almost Ryanair.
This, what you can see on stream now, this is talking about they added some decals to make it look even more to go with the area better, like the more dirt and that. Like there was a GIF just before this one, so that showed you what they were saying is the kind of the sand, the dust, and all the materials they could put on there.
Yeah.
But then this showed how much better they can make it by adding some decals to make it even more dirtier and better looking and more fitting for each planet or moon they're on.
The colours make the difference, obviously.
They do.
Colours
Yeah,
make
this is
the
without the
difference.
decals. This is what they're saying.
Sorry, say that again. What's it called?
Decals. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Stickers.
Stickers.
I like it with the orange on it.
I like the orange.
That does look really nice though. Like you can even see like each like
It's
sand
stunning.
particles just all over the
You could
building.
just pause it, so it just looks fantastic. I mean, just when you see it there with the way that they've got it looks like it's now starting to really embed with the landscape. You know, it's not just like stuck there. It looks like it's been there for a while. You know,
Very
like
long time.
A sandstorm has gone by and really kind of
You
like.
can't help but
ingrained
look at the planet in the background and everything else. The whole thing is just
Beautiful.
amazing.
the
It's
wear
like
on
when
the
you-
steps.
Like
Fantastic.
every time they keep showing you like a walkthrough, and then you see, then spin around and the planets in the background, and like the fact that you can sit there and go, do you know what? I'm going to jump in my ship and I'm going to fucking fly to that planet.
Because I would. I'm like, oh, I can see that
They're
planet.
all
I'm going to go
like,
there now.
Oh my god!
Do you know
so
what?
much.
You know what? To finish this off right now, because I think they've kind of nailed it for me. To finish this area off, they just need that little bit of hustle and bustle. They need those NPCs. They need people doing something. They just need that.
Because they're not
just
showing
to
that
finish
off
Didn't they
yet.
say in the
They haven't got
ATV
it.
they're having problems
Just
with
need
NPCs, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they just don't. I know. It's. I'm just saying for future. That's for me is going to be the cherry on the top. You know.
I liked your positiveness there, but it ended with a.
You had to curb it, didn't you?
They had to curb it a
It
little
wasn't
bit at
curvy.
the
I was
end.
just saying. It's still. It's. I have high standards. All I'm saying is I just.
But it's nothing to do with standard. We're not at that stage yet.
I
We're
just-
not at that stage.
Wait, no, it's that. You're right. It's not standards.
You
It's
can
just.
just put NPCs in. It's like,
Should we
well,
move on?
fuck it.
It's going to make it awesome. So I'll stand there. I'll pretend.
So-
When we get it going, we'll just do what we can do. We'll get a load of guys in. We'll get 12 or 15 guys, and we'll all
And
pretend.
just stand there and
to
pretend to be NPCs.
and we'll record it, trying to be doing something NPCs, just for them to do stuff. That'd
Just
be
for the
funny.
sake of it.
That would be great fun.
The next bits on ATV is all talking about the truck shop that they've basically polished and optimized the exterior of the truck shop to a finalized state. And now they're trying to move on. They're now moving on to the interior now.
Yes,
This is like this is a little GIF of the main hub that they are currently working on. Based off all like different concepts people have been given them from the art team and that, and they've managed to come up with this, what looks absolutely stunning. I know they were saying, I didn't quite catch it. I think the lighting is
work in
not
progress,
actually in
right?
use yet. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
They're not working on it right now. That's been put back whilst they're working on everything else. And then they're going to make the lighting go into it to make it look even more better.
I think I read somewhere that someone said that a lot of the sort of the skins and everything on the wall and that were just, instead of them just putting placeholder, they just filled it with assets that they already had, so it looked a bit better.
Yeah.
This is the I call it the PB building because I couldn't understand what he was saying. And even though I put subtitles on for YouTube, you don't want to know what it came up with.
PB.
But yes,
That's a shop, isn't it? It looks like a shop.
Yes,
it looks like somewhere where you can buy stuff.
it
It
came up
looks
with
like you can buy
captain
ships.
Something
It's a
rude or
doctor's,
something.
right? Isn't that the doctor's?
I'm not too sure.
There's
But
something
it
in that
looks-
display case.
Have you guys
has its
seen what is in
own-
that display case?
That has its own building set.
That's a
tool, so
Gladius.
that I don't know. It's a PB. It's a shop. It's a or something, and basically it's having Platinum Bay. There we go.
Oh yeah,
See.
so it's a models, toy models.
Okay.
Ah.
So they're like
Okay.
toy models. Too?
It
Um,
looks like it in that case, yeah. Unless you
So-
can buy your hanger flare there.
Ship parts, maybe.
but basically they're saying that this one shop has its own tool set. Like everything's been made separately compared to anything else. So it doesn't have any assets from any other building. It's
Is
all
it-
been made fresh.
Is the other one?
Okay.
That's the mail room, right?
That's that little room there. That's one of the offices, the admin rooms, where you would drop off
boxes.
where you'll drop off your cargo for missions.
The Amazon room.
It did show some other kind of like admin offices in other places, but I didn't link those because it's the same thing. It looks exactly the same, just somewhere else. This is the new viewing area, isn't it? It looks
like
pretty
it.
amazing.
I like the angle.
If you pause it, that's initially when I first saw it, I have to say it looked like a giant force field over the spaceship.
Starfare or something, yeah. I think
But
it's
it's
a planet
not.
in the background, isn't it?
It's a planet in the background with the.
That's what I mean, there's visuals like that,
the
though.
sunlight.
Fucking so
And then you can see the
Beautiful.
nebula as well, and it looks. Yeah, I mean the truck stop looks. Yeah, I mean again they just. I can't fault them for their set dressing. I really can't.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
Mhm.
And there's
We've
something
seen a lot of
similar-
eye candy
Oh, no,
this
is that
week.
that's a reflection on the...
It's a reflection on the window, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks pretty awesome, doesn't it?
So that's one of the truck stops, right? Because, I mean, it's showing you that the size of the landing pad you can get...
I don't know if
to-
that was the truck stop part or if that was Port Olisar.
They
Don't-
did not mention it, did they? They didn't really mention
look
what
like
it was.
Port
No.
Port
I
Olisar-
think they did, but it was a bit quick and it didn't.
Port Olisar
it
doesn't
didn't-
have a landing pad next to each other like that, not with the Starfarer size. That's the double O pads are right on the edge.
Yeah.
It's not there next to another landing pad.
So these, this is the new two shops in adding to Grim Hex. Yeah, there's one of them was saying that it's a electronic store that may house a mysterious character.
This is
That's
routine.
probably the second NPC giver, is it?
Is it
Obviously,
Tessa?
something to do with the law somehow. I reckon with the
But
way
these rooms aren't even in Grim Hex at the moment. I don't know whether they're going.
I think
It could
this
be
might be
Are
Tessa.
these Levski?
Because I was about to say, if this is Levski, do you remember at Gamescom they had that dude with the t-shirt, the black t-shirt on, talking in comms, going?
they said
"Hey,
Grim
guys."
Hex when they did this part. So.
That could be the new that guy who. Do you remember that little cutscene where they put in the the freelancer wherever it was landing? They had like a little cutscene with the guy talking. I think
Yeah.
I think that's Rutu, or they'll do a new version of him. He's the other mission giver at Levski.
Yeah.
Or the
So-
mysterious guy.
well, that could be the mysterious. Or this guy. Do you know what? It's funny when they talk about the mysterious guy. Now, I don't know for anyone again that plays Destiny, but there's a dude that they have that comes every weekend and then disappears again, and he wears like a dark cloak and all the rest of it, and you have to go get special weapons and stuff off him. I wonder if they'll do that type of thing with this, where
Cool.
he's not always there, and you have to have a tracker to find where he is on the station or find where he. It's a really fun thing to do, and it keeps people really engaged.
Yeah, quite a few MMOs have that. Certain traders that are only there on certain days and things like that.
I think
PVO
it
does
adds
it with the night raiders, for example, that only turn up at
Yeah.
night.
I'm hoping they will do that, so then you see it coming to life, the environment and that.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably not a 3.0 feature, but yeah,
No,
that'd be
but
pretty cool
listen,
to see
we-
that.
Future stuff.
We just joked about it. What Magnus said earlier, when he said, "Oh, it needs a bit more lively." I think it needs a bit more lively thing, though. You don't want to walk into a truck shop, nobody fucking there. You don't want to. Let's get
Just
some
something.
NPCs in,
Just
even if
something.
it's one or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit in there. I think that's what I really miss at the moment. I love places like Grim Hex, and the only thing you see is other players. I
Yeah.
love places. The bar is empty. I wouldn't mind just walking into that bar and seeing a bit of liveliness. You know what I mean?
Just
agree with
encourages you.
Madness.
Just encourages you. Like it's like going into at the moment. It feels like I'm going into a really expensive jewelry shop, and there's nobody in there, and all you want to do apart from maybe the
Shopkeeper's looking at you
shopkeeper,
going,
and you just kind of go, I've got to get out of here. I don't want to stay. I don't want to be the one. I mean, you kind of feel pressured to buy something. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
God,
but
I
there
just
is no
want to do
reason to go into the bars at the moment. There's no
you
reason.
do.
There's no reason to walk around Area 8.
but there will be soon because we can sit on a bar stool.
You better, yeah, you better.
that. Yeah.
You'll be able to make
Order.
backgrounds for podcasts, for example, but that's not what we're looking for,
Yeah.
I'd
You
like
want-
to have a conversation with the barkeeper. I hope they make a lot of dialogue for the barkeeper.
You will
'Cause
be
I
able
always-
to have a
you know,
conversation
chat
with the barkeeper, because Astropop will knock the fuck out of the guy that's behind the bar,
Yeah, he's
and he
gonna
will
steal
go
him,
and
isn't he?
stand there,
He will have go and have a chat with him. That would be fun. You have a job. You could take over the job of barkeeper for a few hours.
Definitely.
You
I
can
would
sit
love
in
to see
there.
that sort of stuff, to be honest.
You can
Do you
chat to
think
all
we're
the
going to
guys.
get something where we can activate voice in the game? Or is it going to be all
Yeah,
Spectrum?
it'd be awesome. Be awesome, wouldn't it? It'd be great fun. You could have the job as a barkeeper for an hour. For a
shout
couple
at
of hours
people.
and get paid. That'd be
The
great fun.
next part is going back onto the
Moby
Moby Glass now, showing that this is what I was about to say to you, man. Is this looks a lot better now because you can
Let's have
see
a look.
why the angle is in it. It just like when they've got the visuals better now and it's looking better.
Still looks the same to me, but okay, carry on.
But no,
Nothing.
like you'll see it in a
Yeah.
different view. Hang on, there you see like when it starts drifting round,
That one.
you
Pause it.
see like
It's still tilted away.
yeah,
I don't
but
look at my
not as
iPhone.
bad.
It's tilted away from me. I look at it straight on. No one does that.
I'll look
Maybe it's to stop glare.
It's just gonna make more glare.
Then the next, and they were saying like there's going to be bringing out new apps as well. So obviously the Moby Glass will bring the effect of being able to talk to other players and kind of,
We've already
that
seen
kind of.
lots of apps on there that want like your life signs and things like that. Which is pretty cool.
And the next one, I think you've skipped a GIF there. So
Board
it's the one
says
in between.
Eslin Mackham was the guy from the landing in
Board's
Levski.
gone off to Board. Have you gone off to research that for the last 10 minutes? He's like, research my old videos.
There was no gif in between these two, by the way.
So
This
this
is
is-
but
like,
that hologram head
madness.
as well.
This is the
So, Elson,
mission giver. This is the new mission giver kind of.
I like this. I
Mission
like how
manager.
smooth it is.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
really like how
It's-
smooth it is.
Yeah, mission manager app. Yeah. It is
I
very
am
good.
loving the fact that the Moby Glass itself, like at the bottom,
Thank
all
you.
the different app buttons. So like you said, like a Pip-Boy, I really like that. That it's going to be like your future phone, really, with all the, and it looks like you're going to be able to, I think, change those app buttons that are on there as well.
So I'll show the GIF in between.
I
if you
got you,
can.
buddy. I got you. I'm
That's
on you.
the star map. What looks absolutely
Gorgeous.
amazing.
Yeah,
It just looks.
I
you'll
think
be able
it's
to sit
really,
there and
really
watch other
cool.
people plotting their journey.
It's just like we've always said. It would be nice to see where we are in the game and what we can, where to go. And this
It's
just
a big. I mean, that one on the Moby Glass is a huge jump to what we saw a while back
Oh,
with
yeah.
where they put it on the ship. Because if you
Oh.
remember, when we saw one of the demos, it was actually on the ship HUD.
yeah.
And this is a huge.
I would rather just load in the game now. If it means that instead of going on their website and just quickly looking at it, I'd rather load up the game when 3.0 comes out and look at that instead of going on the
That's
website.
kind of the point. Spend,
Do you know-
oh, we've got this lovely 3.0 patch, but go and spend it looking at the map on.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah.
I kind of.
Some
I kind
people
of-
still go on the website for big quickness, but yeah.
I know they showed us this, but I kind of wish they hadn't shown us because it's so good, and I almost.
It is so good.
What you show us this for? It's so nice. Imagine if I hadn't shown it and you just log into 3.0
Yeah.
missions and it's like, boom, what the fuck is this?
I know. That's what
You've got a
I
star
kind of
map in
wish.
front of you.
I kind of wish I hadn't seen it because I look at it and I go, one, it's amazing, and then I worry like maybe they've shown this to other like game guy people who kind of take it and steal it because it's so beautiful, and I just kind of go, shh, you shouldn't have said that. That was so good.
Really nice.
Show-
Really nice. I don't know if Drones is still here, but this is what I would love to see in Hellion. The map in Hellion is bad, man. It's really bad. But this is something that
It should have been a school kid, kept their hands over their work. No one copying. No one
one
is
see
allowed to
it.
copy our ideas.
It's
like that.
it's good
Hiding
though.
in the corner.
There's good
Everyone's gonna be
things to
hiding
come,
in the
guys.
They're
There's good
Moby
things to
Glass, so
come.
no one knows what they're doing. But I mean, they don't show it on there, but it'd be nice. I'm presuming you're going to be able to like plot courses, like when you got the mission and that. It'd be really nice if it links in to say you need to jump 3 jumps. If you can accept the mission and then go to that map, and it'll actually show you the route that you've got to take or optional routes that you could take, and you could pick which one you wanted to go in.
I was talking about this earlier. I was saying, all right, you're getting into a javelin, okay? The javelin is a massive ship, okay? The Mobiglass, it would be sick and very helpful if the Mobiglass has a map system which you can either pay for, so you could buy a map of a javelin.
I will
So you
need
can,
that.
so you
I
can
will.
say, I need to go to the bridge, and it will show you where you are on a javelin, so you can track yourself around some of these ships because they are.
I need that on
massive.
Freelancer, let alone a javelin.
Yeah, and Starfire. So I was saying, you have to do missions maybe to access some of them, or you have to buy, you have to pay money to buy. the
Modules
maps
to
and
buy
stuff
would
like
be
that.
pretty
Buy
cool.
blueprints, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Or you
Buy
can, and some of
building
them,
blueprints of them.
and like say for example, Vandal ships, the Big King ship, for example, you have to find the blueprint, or you know what I mean. It's a part of a mission type thing. You don't.
Or
You
from a
can't
smuggler.
You have to either find the blueprint, decode it, like a mission or something to be able to get it as part of Squadron 42, or I don't know, just something like that where you have to complete a certain number of things to get access to some of these blueprints. That makes it a bit more of a challenge, you know.
Yeah.
So then that way enables you to then steal a ship. You have to have the blueprint, so you need to know where to go. I don't know. We've got all this good stuff.
So the next thing in the ATV that I've written in there is the new pilot multifunctional displays. What looked absolutely amazing the way, and it seemed like you were worrying before, man, it's how hard it's going to be being able to change all this and whilst trying to fly. And if you look, it just seemed to be able to do it with ease.
But the one where he was looking down and away from his target.
Yeah, but he was. I know this is not in a fighting situation, but you clicked on the wrong one. It's the one above it.
Well, this is cool anyway. Where we saw.
Yeah, that's the new displays of the various airlocks throughout the system.
Yeah, which is great, and I'm glad that they've improved that. And
Yeah,
There was one, wasn't it, where they were trying different text to see how that would come up as a pop-up display as well. So
okay.
it looks like they're having different ways of having it as a menu to make it more.
see, someone said to me that this is really different. Now, I haven't been around. I mean, I was around in 2.5, and there was before this. Like, I'm curious. I'd love someone to be able to put a video together to show the difference between this interface in terms of this moving things around versus the previous one when you could access it and move it around, because it still
It's a bit
feels
smoother. It's a bit
This is going to be
smoother.
smooth. This is just one button, and you just quickly look around. Where before you had to press a button, and half the time it didn't work.
yeah.
I think before you had to, like, well, I just said you had to actually lock into each individual component. So, say you looked at that screen, you would then have to click onto the triangle and lock into that triangle, which would only give you access to that triangle. Then you'd have to pull out. So it's like multiple like button presses. But it's still a shit ton of panels. It's still a shit ton of work.
With
to
the
do
old
manually.
system, it was separate HUDs, so everything was separate. So you had to do one thing at a time.
That's
What now
separate
is
HUDs,
now
that's
it's
separate
now
HUDs.
No,
fluent.
it's still separate. It's still
No, but
separate.
yeah, I know it's separate. But I mean, is before you had
I
to.
know it's separate, but it's not separate.
No, like everything where you would go from one thing to another, but it wasn't smooth. You had to go into that one first, like, and then come out, then go into another one and come out, then go. But then now you can go straight from.
You do
Now
the
it's
Z button, you can just move
Yeah,
it
now it's
top
just
screen.
fluent from one thing to
Yeah.
another, and
Yeah.
chain, and you know. where
Yeah,
before
you
it
just
wasn't.
yeah. I know what you mean. It's the way that you kind of interact with the screens in terms of your physical body moving
It's just
around,
the way I worded it was wrong.
rather than
Yeah.
having to press
The
Alt and
fluency
hold down
from one
D,
side to the other.
and then it selects that, and then you go hold down Alt, and then you go A, and it.
But did you
looks at
have to do
screen.
that before? I know it looked at one screen, but it didn't stop you touching a different screen.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it was,
but
it's not
to be
very
able to
good.
look
It
at the
wasn't
other
good.
screen properly, you could touch it, but to be able to look at it properly, you had to come out and go back in again.
It's
It was really
Yeah,
buggy.
it's more free lock.
You know what it
That's
is?
rather than locking.
Just to jump into that and into what Madness is saying, this is the reason why Madness does not like games like Hellion. Where you have no, it is
yeah.
though. What Madness
Yeah.
wants to do is fight, shoot, get out of his ship, have a poop, come back in, fight again. You know what I mean? And if you
But
think
they
if you-
don't want that. They want it slowed down. They want everything slower.
Exactly.
They want.
If you
Yeah,
got a game
I'm
like
worried
Hellion,
that
yeah,
I'm wasting my time on a game that I'm going to end up hating. I really don't know.
but
yet.
I don't want to talk too much Hellion. I've been playing it a lot, but if you get into your ship in Hellion, you sit
It's a
down,
balance.
you think I'm going to make a jump. No, you have to get to the back of the ship. You have to turn three different components on. You have to come to the back and the front again. You have to press 5 different buttons. I see that does not work for Star Citizen. You know,
But
but,
that's
you- but you want the middle ground in it. You want somewhere in
Yeah,
between those two.
yeah. It's,
You know
it's the
what I mean?
balance.
But
man.
realistically, Madness, you know that you just need voice attack. All these things that are being controlled, you're just going to go
They're-
shields 100%.
But the voice attack
weapons,
do
and
go
the-
crazy sometimes.
I just
and
want
stuff,
presets. At the end of the day, I'll fiddle with
Yeah,
all
I
these
think
things.
they've already said
and
that
you'll
you're
get-
going to have that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. Is like they've said they're going to be able to use all this stuff. You're going to have
It's just
short
pretty,
hands.
yeah.
It's just exactly. So
It's pretty
great.
stuff. It gives you the option, but it's not how most people are going to control their ship.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
that's-
looking down to fight somebody. I'm really not going to be looking down. Once I've got my
Do
setup
not
on my
make
ship the way I
Star
want
like
it,
Elliot.
I will not be looking down on my HUDs. Other than in my Gladius looking to the left and having a twitch trying to find my radar. Other than that, I will be fine. I'll be looking.
But Magnus, can you see that they need to slow it down to make it in line with the permadats? You know what I mean? They need to slow it all down so that you can make more decisions in your head. And that the other people can make
about
more
slowing
decisions
things
in their
down
head.
too much. I worry because I think you need to. There's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot for sure. I think they're pretty much at it. Personally, I don't want them to slow it down that much more. I think they just need to. They're at it for me. I really don't think they need to slow it down anymore. I think the fighting combat. They just need to add a bit more armor to the bigger ships so they stay alive a bit longer.
Yeah.
And I think they're at it really. In my opinion, I don't think they need to slow anything else down. Honestly, I think it's fine.
What I think what we see
No
now
more
in the
slowing it
PU,
down.
when you introduce me to the dogfighting album, it can be over really quick. There's not a lot of time to make decisions for either attacker nor defender, you know what I mean? And I think when we go into the
Depends on
PU,
skill. Depends on your skill, though. I mean, I can
Of
kill
course,
a person
Magnus,
quickly.
of course,
but
but
go
for-
on for 20 minutes.
for if you've been in the ship for 4 weeks or someone jumps in as Aurora and doesn't even know the difference between left and right, you want to slow it down a little bit for both sides. For you to do more things to eventually get to the point where you're going to attack
They-
someone, and for on the other side for someone to think, I need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to
If
engage.
you slow it
know?
down too much, people are just going to carry on circle joking even more.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think
Balance.
they just need to add a
I
bit
think
more
it's fine.
armor to the bigger ships, honestly.
Even people circle jerk now because they say it's
Yeah.
too slow. So if
Yeah.
it goes any slower, people will just constantly circle jerk each other.
Yeah,
And then that's no fun. Like when me and Magnus fight, I always try and we get sometimes
Rough
don't we,
mode.
that we go there, but we can see each other just break out of it because we don't want to do that. And I don't want to circle jerk because it's just not fun fighting style. So for me, so I break out of it and then.
I don't know. I never jerk with bio at all.
They
I
jerk into
wouldn't.
a circle.
We don't know what he's talking
Completed
about.
work on
But, you know,
No, absolutely. It's the
Put me
same
on
thing.
the spot,
When you get into when you are kiting, is the word that he was looking for, not the jerk. When you're kiting each other around each other and kind of stuff, you you don't want to do that for too long. It's really boring. You want to. It's a mixture between jousting and kiting, and you try to break out of someone when someone's circling around you and stuff. So, yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I agree. I like I said, I think it's fine. I think they just need to add more armor to the big ships, and the big ships should take longer to kill. They're too quick. You can kill them far too quickly with sabers and stuff, especially from economy upwards. I think cutlasses are probably thereabouts a little bit more. I think they do take quite a beating.
I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of this
they're-
is totally irrelevant now, though, because they've added this 2.0 system, so it's going to change everything in terms of survivability, I think. So we need to see how they balance that, whether
Yeah,
they've changed it a lot or not. I mean, I prefer it to be a bit slower, but
you need repair.
I know
on
I
that.
can hear what you're saying, and there is an element where it's a little bit difficult to judge how slow to do it at the moment. I definitely think the bigger ships need a lot more survivability. But the difficulty is at the moment you're getting Auroras flying because it's only what people own, fighting against
Yeah.
Super Hornets, which you're probably and realistically you're not going to risk or not necessarily risk, but you're not going to waste your criminal status on blowing up an Aurora that's got no gain from you when the verse is live. So them sort of ships are less likely to come into combat together. I'm not saying they're not, and you probably but probably less likely. So it's hard to judge in that respect because you're getting big ships shooting smaller ships that may
Yeah.
not happen
Yeah.
so much.
Eventually, it's going to be a whole different game, you know. It's what Miz says, especially when things are going to matter what you do, and when things are, because now it really doesn't matter, you know. You can shoot 20 people and accept the size of your Willy Wonka. It doesn't really matter, you know, what happens with it. But I think when we come into a more, maybe even already in 3.0, you know, with the first iteration of the insurance coming in, is that still on plan? Is that still on par? Did they speak about that lately?
What the diff checker?
Yeah, did they say anything about the insurance stuff? Is there's something, because they mentioned that they wanted to bring out the first iteration in 3.0?
Well, they said they've re-changed. I don't know if it's insurance specific, but they've said they've rebalanced a load of everything. So
What I just hope is that it's going to matter a bit more, so you don't get the...
Mac was on about it today, you see, because he was doing a couple of the missions, and I know they're all getting rebalanced into value and stuff, but a lot of them were giving like 1,000, 1,500, and then when he went to repair, he'd realised that he'd used missiles and shit on like an Aurora, and he turned around and said, he goes, well, this is going to cost me a lot more to restock and repair than I'm getting for that mission. So you definitely need that kind of balance where missile spamming, you can do it, but it's going to cost you, and you can't afford to keep going out and missile spamming every single ship you see.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be. I think this is something that's going to take a lot of balance. This is probably going to be one of their most difficult things in the long run for an MMO to get, because MMOs, and even now when you play them, they're balancing constantly even after release, and they bring in a new class or a new ship appears, and they've got to make that shinier or different, and then that causes issue to balance. So it's going to be something that's going to take a lot of balance to do. And then you've got player skill to take on board on top of that.
That's what Sherman's just said in chat, and I'm really happy he's just reinforced that, because that's my biggest thing about Star Citizen. And this is we've spoken about it before. I'm not going to say it before, but before I had a video briefly where we talked about making things easier for targeting stuff. I don't want that. I want skill.
Oh, no.
I'm glad you've reinforced that. I think that you should have skill in terms of good engineers, people who learned the job to be able to build, to balance the shields correctly, to be able to repair things, to be able to know how thrusters and the good engineer who knows what they're doing to be able to keep you alive.
That's how it should be. I
mean, but that's what I said earlier.
I shouldn't be able to stand up to madness. I should die because I'm shit at dogfighting. It wouldn't be right if I could lock onto his main things and, like you said, mash a couple of buttons.
But that's what I said earlier.
Because it's not good enough.
But that's what we said about slowing down the game.
That's what the whole point of lag pips is. So then you can use that. It's hard to do, but the whole point of lag pips is so you can aim roughly where you want to aim. Where obviously lead points is lead pips, isn't it? Is basically it's fixed on the ship target already at the center of the ship, isn't it? Madness.
Sorry, are you talking?
Kind of, yeah. It just shows you the direction.
Are you talking about lead pips and lag pips?
Lag pips, yeah. That's the whole. I was saying you don't need to be able to target certain parts of the ship, because that's what lag pips are for. You can use that to target parts of the ship.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
it's difficult. It's
just skill based at the end of the day. I mean, but yeah, lag pips enables you to be a bit more precise potentially, where you can see the little dot. You can place over parts.
Where lead pips is fixated on the central mass of the ship, isn't it?
Yeah, you're aiming basically to hit the target, and you're just focusing on spray and hitting it. But skill again takes it more. It's so much of it is down to skill. That's what I like, but I just think that I like that. When Sherman just talks about skill and stuff, I just want that more. I think the game should be based on how much time you put into a certain area. If you put loads of time into farming, you're going to be the best farmer in the game. If you put loads of time into
I totally agree with that. That's what I was saying. I shouldn't be able to take you down. Really.
What I said earlier, and coming back on putting more, what they're doing now, you have to look left, you have to look right, you have to look down to do things. The more skill you got, the faster you're going to be at the end of the day.
There is an element.
But that brings an extra dimension to the just jumping in, starting to shoot someone. No, you need to do a couple of things first. And the other person needs to do a couple of things first to react. If he's slower than you, you're going to fuck him up. If he's quicker than you, he might fuck you up. But it brings a bit more than what we have now. As I said, not like Hellion, where you have to run up and down the ship. No, something in the middle. A bit more than just going in there and go.
Solitary about slowing things down and about how you can hit a sponge.
Well, yeah, we definitely don't want Division style, because that's just like 2 hours later you're not.
No.
And the other thing that we're missing as well is that with the multi-crew ships, especially, which are the bigger ships, is that they haven't got Item 2.0 in them, and there isn't a multi-crew inside them. And this is something that will hopefully be what we'll be balancing out, is that we'll have multi-crew who will be controlling the shields, who will be adding better armor to the ship, and be able to control the engineers that can put out fires. That the bigger ships need to last long enough so that someone can do that, but I think that will also make them last longer, because I don't know if there was a patch where the the passenger or the co-pilot could actually change the shields, and there was a time when they lasted a lot longer because people were controlling
Shield
Managing
managing,
it well, yeah.
shields of the Connie. And that would make a huge difference if someone can put shields to the front, shields to the back, that sort of thing.
That's what
Right,
I mean.
let's
what the
move on
colours
to-
always
let's-
worked
let-
well.
Let's get on to the juicy part of.
Oh, this is the
planets.
audio now, isn't it?
Can we
So
do the-
this needs audio with it?
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
so
just do
this.
the railgun only, and then let's move on because I want to get onto the planets because the planets is sick.
So this is the railgun one?
Can we just do the railgun one?
The railgun, having made steady progress on derelict ship audio and the interior ship audio for the
work on
Javelin.
the weapons such as the railgun, and
team is
also
also
the
help-
derelict ship audio
weapon
and
audio
interior
complete.
audio of the
Explosion!
Javelin.
What? That's going to do some damage to ships.
And then
Ship
there's
audio.
this as well, like the sound of this. I don't know if it's on stream or not, and they can hear it.
Yeah.
It's
I-
beautiful.
I have
The
to turn it
interior.
off sometimes because otherwise you don't hear you talk.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the interior ship audio for the Javelin.
We'll run it one time
The
again.
team is also helped.
yeah, run it one.
Weapon audio completed work on weapons such as the railgun, and having made steady
Cargo
progress on
crates
derelict
and
ship
stuff. Is it in the back of a ship?
This,
Yeah, the
Okay,
interior
okay.
sounds is amazing.
this looks like a caterpillar inside. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of their the crash derelict
Derelicts, yeah. Derelict caterpillar.
caterpillars on the planets or on the
Little
moons.
dust, looks like kind of dusty kind of
Yeah, I was
particles.
going to say the
and
dust
stuff.
particles floating around as
And
well.
and it's like I like the echoey kind of noise that you can hear through it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
All that
like-
stuff is great. I mean, sound stuff. I mean, they're doing again. I think they do another excellent job on the
The
sound.
derelict
and,
ships are looking amazing though as well. Really good work with the wear and stuff on them.
Let's
Definitely.
So
You want to
this-
jump over to the planets, guys? Are you all good with that?
yeah, please let's because I
yeah.
really that's a meaty juicy part.
Because
The
you
next,
guys
is
will
all, the
finish
next one's
earlier,
all
so-
animations and stuff. So yeah, we can go straight to.
So the planets, and it's something that made me really happy to see, guys. And we'll start off with this one here, which is the creation of the planets from the outside, basically. So I don't know if you guys can see it on stream. The different variations in areas. And it looks all very how do you say? Looks all very boring. But I like this sort of stuff. I don't know.
Tell you what you could do, Sol, if you wanted to. You could show the derelict ships because we were talking about the derelict ships because this is on planet. So it's a really nice
yeah,
video.
we'll do this. We'll go through the planet stuff and then go back to the derelict ships.
Yeah.
We can jump
Yeah.
back to the stuff later.
Okay.
You know how it
Yeah,
goes
sure.
with us. We
Let's just try and
Yeah.
get the important stuff through, and then if we got time, we'll go back.
Yeah, that's cool. I just was just because it was a part we were talking about it, and I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
we could get it in because planet based as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is great.
Well,
like
if we do
that.
it this way, it's going to show the build-up of how it's become the way it is, and then we can
Like,
show the derelict
It's nice
ships
to
on
see the green parts, which obviously means
At last,
Yes.
greenery. Yeah.
the green parts were really interesting because that's what we really missed. You know, that's what we've been saying for a couple of weeks already as well. Where are the fucking green bits? You know, I'm from the Netherlands. Don't judge me.
thing is that
you
they
know,
could
but-
say there's no such thing as green bits because no one's found any fucking green bits yet in the planet in the universe.
Definitely.
You know, if they want to be real, true fidelity, everything will be barren and empty.
Baron, yeah. The next bit I found really interesting. So the first one is the cockpit view from, I think it's a freelancer. Or
Freelancer,
it's,
yeah. is a freelancer,
basically
yeah.
going towards the planet. And
Yeah.
and I like it. I like how from far away we can already see what is coming. And this is something we discussed, was it 2 weeks ago or last week? Where we said, oh, when we're coming into a planet, what are we going to see on the sides? You know, what our
Yeah.
fly-in route, what will that show? And I think this really shows the first bit of what it's going to look like when we're going to Levski, basically, you know. It's going to
There's a
look
new.
really,
If you
really
notice in the
sexy.
middle of the screen, there's a new thing as they hit atmosphere. It comes up that tells you. I can't read what it says.
This
Something
bit
about
here.
right in the very middle. There's something about speed and
Yes.
something else.
So
they've
the
added a
bottom one
new-
seems to be the one is going to be height
like
and one is
warnings.
going to be speed, I think. I don't know what you think, Miss.
But it's atmospheric speed and stuff. I think like something to do with being in atmosphere rather than in space.
Exactly.
Yeah, that bit. in the
Yeah.
middle, yeah.
And height, I think, as well. How high are
Yeah.
you from the planet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that just sort of pops up to get another bit of visual information.
Isn't this
The
game?
surface and
Most
what?
definitely.
Wasn't this Gamescom?
No, it's
No.
kind of looks similar, but it's been more improved.
I mean, they did it in Gamescom, but not like this. This has got more on the HUD, and like I'm saying, it's showing up that
It's like an
Brings out.
update. See, there's an updated version of it.
Okay, I was struggling to see the difference, but
No, that's alright. I thought I had and I think I might have not saved it. That's really bad. I had one from the outside of the ship where it was coming into the planet. I missed that one, so my apologies for that one, guys.
It shows it a tiny bit on the tail end of that one. But
Yeah, I made a separate video of that one, but it basically shows when it came in. We're getting so close to things, guys. We're getting really close to things, and it's what I said before. Let us wait a bit longer and let them perfect all these things, and we'll get there.
it's a strip club. I'm in a strip club with this game all the time. I can't touch it. I can only
That GIF that you've clicked on in the docs. When you show that, I'm just gonna go, wow. It
But
just
doesn't
looks.
think it's weird that it's a space game and we're excited for the planets?
Yes.
Wrong.
It's but like when you see this,
Space game. I know the planets are amazing. I'm not
just
saying I'm not
no,
getting
Miz,
excited
no.
for it. It just feels
Guys,
wrong. It's like this
Can I
is
get a
space game.
minutes of silence and just watch?
Silence.
It will pop up in 3 seconds. Madness, are you still with us? Okay. Beautiful.
There's no sound from it.
No, that was the whole point. That was the whole point.
So this
Oh, I
is
forget
this
everything,
is
yeah. Yeah, that one is-
Citizen Con now.
Fucking sexy.
Yeah, that was
Citizen
Citizen
Con.
Con.
I've just seen.
There
it
was
before.
another. What was the?
I've seen this for 12 months, nearly.
Madness,
Yeah.
can you do me a favor before we continue?
Be quiet.
Walk into the kitchen and throw that jar of salt out for me. Put it back in the cupboard, man.
It's
Come on.
fabulous. It's fabulous,
It's
but I've
great,
seen it for
dude.
10 months. I've seen it for 10 months.
I know it's a lot of rocks again, but it's
The one-
a lot more rock than we had last time, where we had the stone. You know what I mean?
But the
the
one I was
same.
on about anyway. The GIF I was on about was the one that's got new clam at the end of it. But yeah, if you
What
click on
kind of
that
clam?
one, that one looks amazing. The new clam one.
The new clam
smoke.
is really good.
It's this particular new clam. It's just the name of the GIF it's called.
Yeah, the Jiffy comes up with some special names. I can tell you that.
It really
I
does.
I
doesn't it?
admit, for me personally, it's like the background,
that.
the planets, and you're on planet surface and seeing the other planets at a distance,
Yeah, I know. And like,
and the atmosphere around them and everything.
yeah, I
It's
know. And just
stunning.
that kind of, you get given that
Absolutely.
aurora of like amazing kind of like depth.
Like, yeah, I know they're moons and there's a lot of plane to it, but they're sexy moons. They are sexy moons.
They aren't sexy. They're well thought moons.
And you see those valleys and stuff, and it's like, yeah, you can imagine him doing some of
It's
the
very nice.
some of the racing through there and stuff.
It's very nice. We're-
Altitude and max safe speed. There you go. So Nexus said that pop up that was in the freelancer was altitude and max safe speed.
Okay.
This bit I
Cheers for
liked
that,
with the
Nexus.
shading, the smoke, the smog.
Yeah.
Really nice. The
Oh,
air
yeah,
starts
yeah.
to move very quickly at one point. I don't know if you guys seen it.
What
like
starts
that.
to move quickly? Sorry.
The air seems to be speeding up. The smoke seems to be speeding up and going very quickly in this little video thingy. You
This
can see-
shows like a breeze probably as well. Like
yeah.
just the
I
wind
really
sweeping
like
across.
that. Volumetric fog, is that what they call it?
Mm. The thing is, I don't know. Like, I know what Madness is saying, or we've seen this before. But there's some of these where there's little bits that you don't actually notice unless you put the two. I mean, the one we
Yeah.
really was the
Well, this-
Gamescom, but there is a lot where if you put the two together, there's so many effects that they've added that weren't in the original.
Yeah, you can just see the detail in the ground that's changed as well. It's just,
Yeah,
it's just phenomenal.
without seeing the two together, I find it very
Yeah.
difficult to. I look at it and I go, and again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I try to look at the picture and I go, okay, I'm looking at this for the first time. Am I impressed with it? Yes, I am. So
Yeah, it's because you want it. Like, I mean, they've done their job right in some ways because you just think it's amazing and it's good
Yeah.
to look at. There's also an element of that we were so blown away the first time we
Yes.
saw it that
Yeah.
it's like you didn't scrutinize it over and over again.
yeah, it's like if I show my shoe every week as I develop it. Eventually, by the 5th, 6th week of me showing your shoe, you'd be like, yeah, okay, man, we've seen that shoe.
It wasn't
See.
this.
I had that
this,
after the first time.
Yeah, thanks, man.
this thing now. It's cool that they're showing that there's ships like now crashed on like asteroids and stuff, but
Mm.
I wasn't too keen on the like this one. It just didn't look like you've seen everything else and it looks amazing and beautiful, and then this.
The
I don't
Starfarer
know.
looks like it's beautifully landed. The main body.
Is it
compared to the
nighttime?
rest of it. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Everything else
it's
is
an
kind of-
asteroid.
it's like ground into the ground. That looks like it's landed and then been blown up.
Yeah.
It may have done. You don't know, do you? There's different
well,
wrecks for different reasons.
And if that's it, then that's cool. That's like it needs
could
to add.
be
Maybe they could
freshly-
have added a few more things around it to make it look like you can see that that's what's happened. Maybe some more bullet holes. It kind of looks like it's been shot, and you can see, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. The big, huge laser cannons in the side of it, and you go, that's been shot from above or whatever, and that explains why it's been blown up and stuff. It doesn't look. Whereas you naturally think with a wreck, you normally think it's kind of crashed, right? Kind of crash landed.
Yeah, see, like how I always want to see it.
Not necessarily.
That-
It could have been
I don't
landed and
I
then
think it's a more
exploded.
fresh wreck than the other ones. The other one seems like, oh, this has been here for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
This looks very fresh. You know what I mean? Very recent.
How like I
recently
always look at
crashed.
wrecks though is I always want to look at them and think how they look as wrecked, and how did they crash? Does that make sense? Like, if it does make sense, like, does it make sense that that part of the back of the ship is
That's why you've
supposed
got
to
to
be
go
there,
and find out.
or is it meant to be on the other side? You know what I mean? Like that kind of look at things, and
Oh,
I
definitely.
just digest that kind of thing too much. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
The next one that I got for you guys
Super.
is an example of the tool, and it's just a tool again that they.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Well, Sherman, thank you. I'm just going to clip what you just said because I need all the tips I can do against Super Hornets because they are way too overpowered.
Kissing CRG's ass again.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm getting sneaky bits. I'm going to try and figure out what you said. Basically, with Super Hornets, you get those 4 shields, and they're a pain in the
Yeah.
ass. Super Hornets have their shields regenerate too quickly. They have a 35% resistance to ballistics, and they're loved clearly by CRG for some reason. I don't know why.
No wonder I couldn't kill it with my
No
bucket.
idea. They are overpowered in my opinion. just a smidge. They didn't need the armor buff that they got from 2.5 to 2.6. They could have been left alone. They also queries about slaving turrets and all the rest of it, but anyway, that's another topic of conversation.
Go back to
However, I'm interested to know where, because I know, for example, with standard Hornets, if you can get on the broadside of them and hit them, you can do serious damage. But he's
Yeah.
talking about hitting them in a certain area to cause them to mess up the handling. So I'm intrigued where that is on the Super Hornet. Because for me, my main goal with the Super Hornet when I'm on my Gladius is I strip the shields, and once I've got the shields, I have a great opportunity to smash them with my size 3s. If I hit, this is the crazy thing about Super Hornet, if I hit a Super Hornet with size 3 arresters, with its shields up, it won't do any damage. The shields take all of the damage. No other ship does that. Well, apart from the bigger ships generally, but no other ships do that. They get wrecked or take a huge amount of damage. But the Super Hornet, it's like, ha, unlucky, and carries on. And then it's like gets his shields back almost within a few seconds again. And it's like, what the fuck? and you know, whereas the Saber, for example, I take its shields down. If I hit it with arresters, it will take
Center
damage.
core is
There
the
you go.
weak point.
So
Top
anyway,
center
sorry.
ring, bottom center core. It's where
Center
all
core is
8
the
of
weak
the
point.
ship's
Top-
maps are
Top
located.
ring, bottom center core is where all 8 of the ship's mavs. Okay, thank you, Sherman. I love you. Woo!
So what's
Right.
that? Is
Watch
that the?
out. We'll be
So
testing
is
that
that
bad boy
is
out.
that saying
That's
the
the
center of the?
Hornet.
Is that the center of the Hornet? Is that what
The
it's
little,
saying?
the ball in the
The ring,
Hornet.
is that the ring, the circular ring bit around it where you can go
Yeah.
red and sometimes in the middle? I always thought that was a
Exactly.
strong point. So you're saying it's a weak point? Oh.
Is it only me that just luckily they
Or is it
actually land a
underneath?
hit? I'm just glad I land a hit on.
So whereabouts is this on the Hornet?
practice and you'll
Sorry,
get
I'm getting
I'll let you
confused.
guys figure that out later. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to jump on to these planets. It's all very interesting. I totally agree with you guys, but I say let's pick that up afterwards, and you can talk all
sorry,
freaking Hornet
sorry,
if you.
Sorry,
No,
sorry.
that's
I
all right,
get-
man.
I-
That's all right.
When I get someone like, because like this is good shit, right?
This
here,
is
but,
very good shit. Yes. Planets
keep
are very
talking.
good shit as well today. Let's get on to that,
Sorry.
boys. So
Sorry,
what we
sorry.
got here is basically we got these tools that they are using to make these planets and to make different variations and different. And this is something that I really liked to see. They basically just draw a line and it changes the environment randomly. And that's something I think is really cool and really powerful to making custom planets, even though it's a lot easier than doing everything custom, you know what I mean? It makes it stand out. It makes it look different. I don't know
The
what
thing
your
is, there are
views
so
is.
many planets to do to be able to just draw over the landscape like that and be able to make the craters and the hills. Amazing,
Really good.
amazingly strong
And this
tool.
speeds
Which is
up the whole
these are the-
process, you know.
Yeah, these are the tools that we talked to Brian, not last BrittisonCon, but the one before, and he was saying they're doing all these planetary tools, and they showed it off, I think, in the last one, where they did the planet making at the end. You know, they were showing partly laying the pieces down, but this is like actually sculpting the planet and the moon and stuff.
Yes.
It's
Really
a
nice.
lot of work's gone into the tools so that they can literally, draw, like you just said, draw a line and bang, there you go, that's a landscape.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, they showed us that months and months ago, and it looks like they've just added to the tool set, right?
Yeah, they just
and
made
it's
the
working.
presets
And it's
A lot of the
look even
algorithms
better.
of making
One
it
at a
so that it
time.
looks more natural.
One at a time for all those people that don't speak English. Say that again.
One at a time. We're all excited now. All right, the hype's real.
Madness. I'm the captain now.
I'm chatting with Sherman. Carry on, guys.
That's right. Miss, go on.
No, I was just saying that we talked to Brian and he was talking about doing these planetary tools. But what you see from this GIF is that they've basically they've upped like the logarithm and everything, so that when you paint it on, it makes more natural. There was a lot of talk about making the rock placement, and I know we're talking about rocks, but the rock placement looked more natural rather than just like someone's literally gone and stuck rocks down on the floor. And they showed you, not on this one, but like a valley, and then they showed you like a drive through the valley with nothing in there. And then with the
Then the
procedural
rocks,
rocks being placed, and it just, you know, the effects that they got and the speed that they can do is amazing.
Definitely. The next one is something that made me go freaking wow.
The green.
Freaking wow.
And
Freaking
water.
wow.
Which
Green, water, plants.
Which green bit are we talking here? Because
The ecosystems and assets.
I have a couple
Yeah,
Ps.
the wet ecosystems and assets.
Okay, you cut it out. Well done. Good job. You cut
Well,
out the green peas. So yes, it's
Yes,
fantastic.
definitely. We've
wait,
talked
wait.
about it for a long
Oh.
time. You know, we've talked about it for a very long time. Magnus, what did you want to say?
Okay, so shall I start with the green peas again?
Yes.
All right. So when it goes to the trees in a second, you see all the trees in close up. Can you just
Yeah.
pause it there?
Is this the
yeah,
you
the
want
big
about?
trees. So for me, and this isn't a thing because we're only seeing what they've implemented now, and I completely understand, and I'm only commenting on what I'm seeing. This is again, I understand there'll be more things, so I'm just going to say it's very copy and paste with the same tree. And I kind of look
For
forward
now.
to them. Exactly, and I hope in 3.0, because I know when I've seen the tool assets that they've got and they're building, they'll obviously, again, it's all about optimization, and I understand that. So I can't wait for them to obviously be able to have, you know, we're going to do jungle, and there are 100 variation of trees for jungle, and they just click a button and it goes, and then you have a huge variety of trees and lush kind of things going on. From a distance, it looks fantastic, and I'm really happy. But when you see it up close like that, it's kind of, for me, it's like they've taken the same tree and they just turned it a little bit, you know. And I do that shit.
I want to add something to that though.
Yeah.
This is all the same tree. It looks fucking amazing, right?
It could just be like they.
Maybe
when
not
you
if you're
look in-
sniffing and hugging the fucking tree, but if you look the landscape forming, you can see what they're going to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can see what is going to come.
Like when you actually, all you can see is the top of the tree. So what I'm saying is, obviously you can see that side of the tree there, but you don't know what the others look like below on the trunks. So
When you look at stuff from a distance, like in a forest, like I think this is what Bio was trying to say, is the trees do, you know, you don't
Not
see well, that
matter.
tree looks different to that tree. That tree's different. Like there's an element where the trees looking the same.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've watched Bob Ross, and when he does his trees from a distance, they always look fantastic.
But also, what
Bob
I'm
Ross
saying is,
is
normally when
good.
you've got one tree as well and you've got another tree, it's normally of the same kind of type of tree because
Happy
the way the world works.
Again, I'm just saying, like, what I do is I try to look at it and I go, okay, this looks great and fantastic, and they're doing a different technology, and then like I said, when I see Anthem demo trailer, spec trailer that they showed, and I see their jungle environment that they've kind of created, and I'm looking at that going, if they can get a bit closer to that.
But then
It looks. Look, we're not talking about what they've produced now. If we're just talking purely on what we've seen now, fantastic, great, good job, well done.
But if you've got to think about it, but Anthem is not
In a couple
fully
more months, next
open.
year.
It says it may be
It
open,
has to
but
do with that. It's more the case that
it's
we're not.
staged.
Star Citizen isn't there yet.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
But
I'm
also,
the
Star
tools are there,
Citizen
but it's
is a
not there.
massive MMO.
And how much
That's
how much video and CPU memory do you save by making these distant trees all the fucking same? I don't care. You know what I
but
mean?
it's
Because
not-
it still
they
looks
do
good.
No,
And when you get
no,
closer,
no.
you can run them in
Different.
different types, you know?
No. Okay, look, this is my argument for you, okay? This is my argument, okay? 70% of people that play this game
Yeah.
want to do this game for predominantly exploration,
Yes.
okay? So exploration fundamentally means we all want to go and explore alien planets, okay? And be excited by alien planets.
Mhm.
All right? That means you want to see, visually, you're going to want to see exciting things like worlds, like Avatar World, where you have mountains and things. That's what
But you're not listening to what I'm saying.
That's
You're
that's
not
what
listening
we're
to what I'm
talking about.
saying. Everything in a different mountain, 3 kilometers away, the distant render can be all the same. As soon as you come close, that's a different thing.
Differences, yeah.
Then you want to
I
see
know,
differences
in
in
the
different
pine tree
trees.
forest.
But
They
a
all-
distant render, if you're in a game like Skyrim, all the trees are the fucking same in the distance, and you will not see the difference. You will
We're
not
not
see the
playing
difference.
Skyrim yet.
But if you get closer, you'll see different sorts of
Skyrim's-
trees, different
Skyrim's
heights,
silence.
different sizes. You know,
Yeah.
you
No,
know what I mean,
but I-
man.
look,
Pine tree forest
Pine-
all the same.
I think what I'm saying is what they've done now is fine, and it's going to be great for 2017 and what we produce. What I'm saying is I've seen something in a game, and I've seen other games that are finished, and also previous games, and also games going potentially forward for next year. So what I'm saying is when they present Gamescom this year, for example, maybe they're going to present more of the worlds and stuff. I'm excited by the fact that they got this assets, they got these tools. Just think, in a year's time, another 12 months of building assets, I'm excited to see
Oh, definitely.
the new jungles, the new, the
Definitely.
1,000 variations of potentially trees, the 1,000 variations of rocks forms. Because they showed, because they were talking about optimization, and they were talking about how they have to kind of be, there is like a finite amount of information, obviously, and they have to kind of be careful what they can make and stuff. And I'm very interested by that. But like I said, my main thing is 70% of the gamers want to play this for exploration. You're gonna have
Definitely.
to make sure that
Definitely.
it's, for as much as the scale, the close detail,
Visually
and the
good.
variety, and the visual excitement,
Definitely.
is going to have to be there for them.
But
because we want
distant renders, madness. Distant renders do not really matter, right? You know what I mean?
The thing is, you're looking at it from a point of view where it's supposed to be, and not where it is at the moment. And it's not only just the fact that
I just said that it's fine.
You have to listen.
forward.
No, because you have to listen to what they say on the videos as well as just look at the pretty pictures. Because they do actually say
We're
It's a
not
work
good
in
at
progress.
listening.
you can generate a tree that looks different. We can have it so that the wind affects it, so that the leaves fall off it. But don't forget, these are previews of a landscape that's just been sculpted by a brush that's literally just run over it. They've dotted trees on it, and on top of that, they need to get the netcode in and the things to work. There's no point them trying to do a fly through of a planet with 50 different trees on it and it going 1 frame a second. They're trying to show you.
What was that? Can you do that?
Well,
The balance with showing,
okay.
look, we're adding greenery. They've added fucking greenery, and stop fucking moaning, you.
So, okay.
Alright?
Like, leave, like, man, stop.
No.
That's the first
No.
time I've ever heard Miz
No.
speak like that.
Hang
Please,
on,
just
hang
leave
on.
it now. Let's move on.
No, because it's a good
No, it's a
thing.
good-
It's like,
let-
I
let-
agree.
let-
I agree
let
with
man
what this
say
is
what
saying.
he
I'm not
wants. Let
disagreeing
man
with
say
what
what
this
he
is saying. But what I will say to kind of like to counter it is they can do this with the big world with 1 or 2 trees, 4 trees, 5 trees, whatever, to kind of show it. But they already. I mean, it's been 10, 12 months since we saw the little trees at CitizenCon. Nearly, not quite, about 9 months, say, when we saw the little individual tree kind of like popping in and out at CitizenCon on when we flew over the planets and stuff. Okay, it's been 9 months. I would be quite happy if they showed us just a small section, like how they show us when the guy sits on the chair every couple of weeks. They show us a
Yeah,
different guy
but
sitting.
do you think that they've only got 1 tree?
3
Do you
different
think they've only
trees.
made 1 tree?
3 different trees.
Well, they've got 8 rocks as far as I can
I've
see.
at least
when I saw
counted
in medium
5.
category. I counted it was like 8 rocks. I think in the medium category. Let's say they got 8 rocks for every medium, small, whatever. That's what's that? 3, 18.
If they get one rock and cut it in half, that's another rock.
But there's optimization, and I get that. But what I'm saying is,
They're not wasting their time set dressing. Like, half of this is there just so they
I
can.
know, it's great. I'm just saying, I'm excited about what 2018. I'm thinking about next year. That's what I'm saying. I think you kind of like completely missed my point, but never mind.
Just
I think-
I was saying I love it,
You're
but I
missing
was-
the point of these ATV.
I think
Snippets
what Madness
sometimes.
is saying.
they
Yeah,
need to optimize the tree pipeline.
The
you have
war-
8 different kinds of rocks,
Yellow.
Madness. You have 8 different kinds of rocks, but if you let always stick out a different part of the rock in a certain angle out of the world, it will always look like a different rock.
Are they
Well,
gonna have
this
the
is-
pet rock?
But this is the thing. I agree because I do this in a roller coaster. I take a little bit of rock and I sink it down a little bit further
Yeah,
in the
you-
ground,
you
and I bring it up a
change
bit,
it.
move it, twist it, turn it, and it's
You know
it's
what I
like
mean.
one rock you could create but there is a finite limitation to a degree. But you could create, 80.
Right, so,
But that's what they're doing here as well, Madness.
So, with the tree,
Madness
I'm like,
is
okay.
side. Like that picture that you got frozen on there looks pretty cool. I'm liking that. The water
3
looks
different
shit,
types
but-
of trees.
Yeah, so this is, I would say, if I was looking at this, I would say we're in Eastern European. We have Eastern European. These look like oak kind of birch trees. This looks like a kind of, this is the,
This isn't Earth. They can make it look what they want.
But I'm just,
And Toby made a good valid point. You could go to a planet where every single tree is the same. It might be what the planet does.
true. That's very true. You
know,
could do. You could potentially argue that. It'd be very, unlikely.
It would be boring, but that's not the point. That's always just no.
You could, it's possible, but then I'd have to talk to college. I'd have to talk to like a scientist about like how life develops and how life survives.
Oh, I
all
can
about,
tell you how
survival
life
of the
develops.
fittest. And it's about, in this country, in this planet, basically, it was all about survival of the fittest and how we've had evolution and changing of things, and it's the reality of that's why we have so much diversity here. So a planet with just one thing would probably die out. The minute something landed, like a virus or whatever, would wipe that tree out instantaneously. So unlikely that it would be a planet ever with just one type of tree.
Coming back onto what Miss said earlier with the rocks.
Fuck
And
you,
the-
Miss.
Yep.
Fuck you.
So you had the valley without the rocks and you had the valley with the rocks, and I think this shows the difference between. I wanted to say something, not gonna say it. Where bush or no bush?
Mute Madness again. Mute Miz as well. On it. Fuck it.
So let me bring
I
this
love
up
it,
for you
guys. We're
guys.
having fun. We have this is so much fun. We do really enjoy.
But
it.
here you can
love having
see
these conversations.
how much difference rocks can make.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know
in
about
this video.
Look at that. There's 1, 2.
Oh,
But,
th-
like-
this is so good.
This
Really
is what
nice.
their scattering system. So what they're saying is, and this is what I mean. Part of Madness's concern, which is fair, and I've said it more on the building side of things. That if you procedurally generate stuff, it's got the danger of it all looking the same regardless of where it is. So this is showing off the scattering system, which is, to me, this is important. It may be rocks, but it's not the rocks that's important. It's the technology, and it's the fact that they can just press a button to scatter the rocks, and it's got to look natural. And that's what this is showing off. It's not showing off, oh, look, we've got pretty rocks. It's like showing off saying, look, we can press a button, and now this canyon actually looks like a proper canyon, and the rocks look like they're naturally supposed to be there, rather than someone has gone through and painstakingly and like you said,
Can
turn
I
a
add
lock, spin
something?
it, add another one, turn a lock, spin it. No, it's
And another one.
Question.
Can
for
I
you,
say
Miss.
something before we go? Before we go on.
You go. No.
Remember that we said buggy in the beginning.
Yeah.
yeah.
Grey cat.
What is this on a planet?
It's
A grey cat.
And I hope they let us do that. I really do.
But that's not. We've already got the grey cats. That can't be the concept, though, right?
No, not the concept, but I do hope they let us have the grey cat on.
On a planet. That's what we
On a
said
planet.
earlier. Are we gonna get a grey
It's
cat on
going
a
quite
planet?
fast, considering, for what it's...
Do you
Or is this
I-
just for testing purposes? That's something I wonder.
Well, if
are
it's
they
testing
using that
purposes,
with
they
the
could have
Dragonfly?
used the Dragonfly or the Nox,
But that thing
Just to
doesn't
show
drive
off.
over the ground. It flies up. It hovers.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so quick question then on the
Yeah.
grey cat, because the grey cat. So how do you get a grey cat currently?
Buying.
Well,
it,
I got
right?
one free from referrals, and I think you can buy them in
You
store.
can buy them in the store for 10, 20 quid,
Yeah,
15
And
quid.
they- So
less than that,
that's-
I thought. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the pricing, but you can buy them. Yeah.
Do you think it would be a fun thing to do if they gave everybody a grey cat in 3.0?
Then you take that
It'll probably
referral
be
bit
there.
away. You
No,
know
we'll
what I mean?
start doing the vehicle
You
of
get
the
it,
month soon, so...
Yeah, you get it. Like it's not like a subscription thing where you have to subscribe, but you just get it. You know what I mean? Like you've got 3.0, you can have it for this month for 3.0 going forward.
That, or they may do like a garage. You go up, use a terminal, and you can just summon a grey cat. It's not yours, but you can summon one or something.
Rent
Or you
it
can buy it
something.
with
Like,
AUC.
rent it.
Maybe we can be the
Or
first.
rent it.
It could be the first vehicle we can actually buy in game. Could be the grey cat
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
to run. You know, could be like I don't know, 10,000 or 12 or maybe 20,000 AUEC, and you earn that, and then you can have one of those, and then you can go on planet. That would be fucking cool because then everybody would have a vehicle. If
At
they
least
don't
a
have
vehicle.
a rover
Yeah.
or a
I mean,
dragonfly.
It wouldn't surprise me because they don't want to cut. Like otherwise, people are then moan, "Oh, we've got to pay for a vehicle to use, and it's
yeah.
not fair. I've got my ship. I don't want to put any more money in." So it'd be a good, nice way to let everybody have a way of using a ground vehicle for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think I hope that because they talked about having ships on the kiosks as well. So if
mean,
you
they
haven't
did
done
it,
it for 3.0, make that
They
one
did
in
it in
there.
Artcore. There were buggies that are just sitting there that anybody could get in and use.
We should got to be able to shoot each other out of them as well. How much fun would that be?
Oh yeah,
People just shooting everybody would be just
Grey cat wars.
definitely.
It'd just be so much fun. But I was going to on the scattering thing, Miss, because you're absolutely spot on in terms of the technology. Do you think that the scattering will be unique for each of us? So if all four of us went down onto that same ridge at the same time in the same instance, we'd see a
No.
different scattering.
I think the scattering is the actual making of that planet. So those are hard rocks that are there. Whether there be dust and other stuff that moves differently, I don't know. But I think that what you're seeing there is the same as the rock face in the side of the valley. Those rocks are permanent rocks in the bed. of the
Planet, yeah.
in the
We
valley.
see this. We all see the same procedural code, basically.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's
'Cause it's
something
not
that I hate
procedurally
about
generating
GTA
it as you
5.
land.
That's something that I hate about GTA 5. Maybe a stupid example, but you're driving in a car, and you both hear two different radio stations, or the
you? I
same
don't
radio
think you do
station but
anymore.
different tracks. I hope we're not going to get something like that in Star Citizen, because that will ruin immersion. You know what I mean? In a similar kind of way. If I'm driving towards the rock, I don't want my passenger to not see the rock. You know what I mean, or the other way around. It's just stupid. You know.
Watch
it's
out for
just
that rock!
stupid.
Yeah, like, just go straight ahead.
There's
Look,
no
there's a rock. Go straight ahead. Ah!
The rock
I've
is
never
a
made
lie.
up. I've never made a
next
hit,
GIF,
Kate.
guys. That next
Just
GIF.
checking.
Oh.
I'm just checking, Kate. That I've never made a like procedural code and stuff. Yeah, I agree. I just always curious if that's going to actually be legit.
Definitely.
That next GIF
For
with
3.0.
the Cutlass Blacks. I just want to play this
Oh,
song.
I wanted to do a bit of an introduction. You took my moment away, Bio. Now
Oh, sorry.
you took one. No, I'm just kidding. I love this. I really, really, really love this.
I would play the song "Highway to Hell" whilst going down there with all with your
my
friends.
God, boys,
It's
boys.
sexy.
This makes me want to buy a Cutlass.
The Cutlass. It looks good, doesn't it? It looks absolutely beautiful, and and also you can see like they're showing off again like the detail of the planets, the moons, and that ring in the background.
That's yellow, isn't it, that they're landing on?
It's got the asteroid like belt going
It's
around.
got
it, so
the
yeah.
ring, the belt. Well, look at those lovely, juicy 15 frames per second in the corner.
Yeah, it's not good. I guarantee it.
Look at them
100%.
trousers.
I will be doing that instantaneously. The minute the
Yeah.
show is out, I will be busting out my Cutlass immediately.
You'll
on
have-
the first ship.
You have to join me on that one. Let's split out. I'm on a high.
No, I mean, I think I've already
Wait
confirmed
a
that
while.
Liz and Toby and Brock on a quad stream, so I think we've maybe got one more space for a fourth. I don't know who that is. We could flip a coin for it.
All right, what we see here, guys, and this was
amazing.
very interesting.
Look at this.
We see them landed on planets now, and you see that we don't necessarily have to land on certain spots on the planet by the looks of it. We can just land wherever the hell we want. You know, I think by looking at this.
You will be able to land anywhere, yeah.
This is beautiful, though.
Well,
This is
not every-
beautiful.
You might blow up if you land in certain places. The ship
I
is-
can't land
yeah.
anywhere, but I'm not that mean. I can't. I'll blow
You'll
up.
blow
anywhere.
up before you even start landing.
But
They're
I'm.
pretty big, them cutlasses.
They look
are.
humongous compared to what those
Look at the
engines
size
look
of him and that ramp.
massive.
Did we give him to
Stealing them,
Manchester
yeah.
by any chance?
There's your lock. So
Yeah, they're going to steal the trees and the moons.
look at the size of the back of it, though. It's huge.
Yeah.
That
It's
ramp
amazing.
coming down looks absolutely huge.
Yeah, there is a lock on that as well on the door. Yeah, you're right.
So that's new. And
We
yeah,
count all them 8 rocks on the floor as well.
I'm the wide. I mean, the width. I'm looking at the width of it, and I'm just thinking if it gets any wider, even more inside.
But these are cheaper than the Freelancer Max, aren't they? Are they going to have more?
Well, this is the thing. This was the question I was going to pose later. Is how likely do we think? Because everyone talks about obviously when they do a rework of ships, they naturally go up in price. Okay, currently you can pick up a Cutlass for about $115, I think it is.
$100, I think. Oh,
and so-
I'm that
I
off.
think it's 115. I think after. I think
The Cutlass
I
Black's the
saw-
cheapest one out of all.
yeah, it's like 100. And then for me, so I think Nubify did a video recently about this, and I think he's absolutely spot on in terms of his video content and stuff on this topic. In terms of it being a great ship, I thoroughly recommend to anybody if you don't have a Cutlass and if you have a Freelancer, just trade it in and get.
I know, I'm thinking of that now. I had a Freelancer all this.
And then
I
you
don't
can
know.
come back to get a Freelancer later because
I
at
like
the end
the
of the day,
Freelancer.
you get the ships that are latest.
The thing
because
is,
they're going to be awesome. They're going to have all the latest gizmos, the gadgets. They're going to look great. They're going to have all the best rendering. It's the
Body
best
merchant,
multi.
man.
It's got all the tasks. It's going to be able to put cargo in it. I genuinely think, because we haven't seen anything on a freelancer, right? Unless they suddenly drop out of nowhere. Hey guys, we've done next week on ATV. Here's the new reworked freelancer.
Yeah, because the Max and that they're supposed to be working on the variants, but we haven't heard a damn bit of shit from them. So yeah, I don't know.
So at the moment, I would say if you do have a Cutlass, yay! I do. I've got the blue, so I'm very
So
excited.
do we think it's actually going to go up in price?
Yeah, about the price. I don't want them to, because I worry that they start to like what then fits into that price bracket. That's
Because normally it doesn't once it's flight ready, which is it's all been flyable, hasn't it? The Cutlass. So normally the price doesn't change, but now this is quite a major rework.
I would say no more than. I would like them to do it no more than $10 personally.
Yeah, well, the Cutlass at the moment, the Cutlass Black is £96.
Like what's
British
better
pound.
about it? The way I look at it is this is what we had before, and this cost you $100, okay? And this is what you have now. So, and what is the difference? So, what is the reason why this should be worth more money than what this
Other
original?
than just size, it's bigger.
It's bigger. That's not worth more. That's not worth.
I
more.
don't think they would charge more, to be honest.
I want them to keep it the same because I think it's a great entry. Like, it's a good multitasking ship to start with. It's like other than you got obviously the Titan, which I think is the smallest single kind of seater thingy that does the cargo and flying and stuff, and then it goes Cutlass, that does it, and I think, and then after that it's the Freelancer, and then after that it's the Hull C or whatever.
I didn't quite understand why the Cutlass Black and the red and the blue are all different prices. To be honest, I think they should have all been the same price because they technically are the same ship.
The blue has a lot more shield though.
Yeah, no, but that doesn't mean it should cost more.
It should.
Well, yeah, it should.
If
No,
you buy a
for money.
BMW with normal fabric
It's like an M3,
or with leather,
Yeah, it's like an M Sport
you know what I
versus
mean.
a standard.
I know, but at the same time, it's
no, you can't really
I think
defend
your argument
that,
is
Bio.
fallen completely dead then, Bio. Sorry, dude.
No, I think I do not always agree with Madness, but I think I have to agree with him here. If you have a ship that has a bigger shield, it needs to be more expensive. If you have a ship that does not have an empty back, but has a medic bay in it, it needs to be more expensive. You know what I mean? It has more options.
The equipment.
It's like you can go to the BMW dealer here, Zinter, today, and you can tell him, mate, that M3, I'm going to buy that for the same price as a 320. You know what he's going to tell you?
Laugh at you.
Get the fuck out of here. You know
He'd be
what I
like,
mean?
Here's a 2007 model you can buy for the same price as the one that you want. Yeah. No,
I think that doesn't
count as
work.
a feature. It's just an empty space at the end of the day.
yeah, but
So
I think
anything you add to it is worth more.
I don't.
Exactly, yeah.
So if someone can say to me what they've added versus
They
they've
took the
reduced
toilet
the
out. It should be cheaper.
yeah,
that's what
Yeah.
Nexus says.
and the other thing is they've reduced the maneuverability. That's actually it had those jets, and as ugly as they were, it did actually give them maneuverability. So I'm interested. Now it's much more of a traditional kind of ship. It's not got these huge things that
More like the
potentially can.
freelancer. With
Yeah,
less,
exactly. So it could be less maneuverable. So in theory, again, it's like, why would you're... the only thing they've done is they've slaved the turret, so it's got more DPS now, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But
It needed that.
unless
needed
unless they're charging us for the person's man hours required to obviously redo the artwork, then okay.
You know what it is? It's what
I think
Imperial
it's
says.
playable and people are using it. It shouldn't go up in price.
The side
Maybe they're
door.
charging us interest heights that have gone up over the time that it's been out. You know
But
what
for
I mean?
those people who already got a Cutlass Black, you don't need to worry.
Well, yeah, it's just for the new people.
Because people start playing the game then of like, well, if I think I'll trade up to the Cutlass Black now before the price hike, and then it's worth more money.
Mm.
And then I've got more money
And
in
you
the
get
bank
that
for no
CCU
reason,
story
for no
going again,
purchase.
So but I do think that it will go up, and I think because they know they can get away with it. But I wish they couldn't. Is
I
the way
don't
would-
know.
Yeah.
I wish they don't.
difficult to know.
I hope they don't. I hope they keep it at about $115.
We've covered everything important in ATV. Do we reckon now, guys? Because it's 5 minutes to midnight.
Work on the Eclipse. Work on the Reclaimer.
I have something that I wanted to show you guys.
We haven't even shown the Reclaimer. I think that was like
Tons of stuff.
So
Quite a
what we're
fucking
going to
big
do
thing.
now, we're going to put this video on.
Yes. Is there anything important about? Yes, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
there
like
is a bit.
I just saw that we went past that. I was thinking,
Boys,
did we do that or not?
Boys. So
Come on.
I'm going to play this clip. I asked someone to clip it, but he was too busy talking and not listening. So I have to do it from YouTube. So
It's all right.
we're going to watch the 3.0, and I think the Reclaimer comes back here into the story, right? I think
I've got the. You mean you want? Oh, dude, I've got the link on my YouTube channel. Did I not put it in there?
No, you
See,
didn't put it in there for me.
Oh,
man.
it's on
No,
my
no
YouTube
hard
channel.
feelings though. No, I love you though. You know that.
Yeah,
You
I've
know
done it.
that.
I did it for you. It's on my YouTube channel.
No, don't worry. We'll play it like this.
bad, sorry, David.
We have sound in here as well. I'll put it a bit low because otherwise it's going to blast through the speaker. Here we go.
Right, I've got it there too. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry, dude. I'm just playing with you, winding you
Yeah,
up a bit.
It's on my YouTube channel. If you need it, I'll bring in the link anyway, just again.
Don't worry, man. This was astonishing, man. This was astonishing.
Because I've linked it without the pause in the middle. Here you go, look. Without the pause, there it is.
Thank you, man.
There it is, dude. If you want to redo it. Yeah.
We'll
I-
skip the
Sam.
pause. We'll skip the pause.
Alright. If yeah, like I said, so. I mean, that guy there, he looked like the most bored guy there, didn't he? The guy who was looking at the rock going, do I piss here?
He
Or do I
dropped his wallet. That's why. He's like, I've got something somewhere. He's dropped it.
Okay, can I? All right, I'll talk about the Reclaimer in a bit. Okay.
No, go ahead. I paused it for you.
All right.
I left a moment. Go ahead.
Okay, so I hate to say it. I don't want to say this, but look, okay,
He's going to be negative.
it's not negative.
Just mute him.
It's not negative. It's not negative. Right? It's just I always feel like I come across, but it's not. I don't want to
No.
be because it's look. The Reclaimer is gorgeous. It's one of the coolest looking ship. It looks like a hung fucking horse stallion. It's got the biggest dick on it at the bottom of it. It's unbelievable.
A horse
It is-
stallion.
Yeah, it's look at that
Horse
Reclaimer.
stallion.
It looks like it's just awesome. It's awesome. The detail looks great. The inside, it's aliens all over. It is fantastic. It's fantastic. Okay. Now this is my only issue with it. Okay. We remember we had docking ports on our
Yeah.
ships. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you remember we have currently a Constellation Connie that has a butt plug called the Merlin stuck in the back of it, which still hasn't been figured out how to do. This
Yeah.
thing has a grappling device on it that grabs ships, pulls it into the middle of it, and somehow manages to dismantle them and turn them into some sort of access, some sort of thing. I don't know what it's going to be, some cargo or mineral resource or something. What I'm saying is, this is more complicated, in my opinion, than any of those other things. Maybe it's not, but it
How many
appears
games have
to
you
be.
made?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, based on what I've seen, it seems more complicated mechanically than those other things that they've failed to do. I'm worried that this is just an empty, amazing ship that, at the moment, is very much got nothing really we can do with it. That's my only concern with it, guys. Other than that, it looks brilliant.
I'm going to hit the
It
play
is an
button.
empty ship that we've got nothing to do with it because they haven't put the mechanics in. So it's
And
like
it's not in the game yet, so it's not even.
That's my
Able
worry.
to do
How long
anything
do you think? Do you think the delay is going to be huge whilst we wait for that mechanic? Because they could say.
No, I don't think this isn't. We're not waiting for this mechanic to release 3.0. Is that
No,
what you
no,
mean?
not for three. No, just for the
okay.
ship to be released.
for the
Salvaging is
ship.
what 3.2,
Just for the
isn't
ship.
it?
Will
Yeah,
this
I don't know.
potentially be
It's
a
difficult
delay
because
for the ship?
they've held off on some things because they haven't done the mechanic, and then other things they've allowed the ship to fly, and I kind of don't see why they're holding off on certain things just because there's no mechanic for it. I mean, we've all seen the Prospector flying around now. It can work. It flies. It looks done.
Guys,
But
have
there's
you...
no reason for us not to have that ship, even
Little
if
bitty
it's flying
sadness.
until 3.1.
It's called little bitty sadness. I like it. Little bitty sadness. I love it.
Come.
Should be a little bit of saltness, shouldn't it?
I think the reality is that you all kind of understand what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. The Starfarer doesn't get.
It's not that I don't think that this is a fabulous.
Merlin doesn't
It
release.
is fabulous. Absolutely looks incredible. That mechanic, they've got the animation working, all the rest of it. It looks great.
Fabulous.
I would be more impressed with it if I could see it actually grabbing a spaceship and see the whole thing going.
What,
Have you
seeing-
seen the armor on this dude?
Right, Madness.
Have you seen
Yes,
the armor
Go
on this
away.
dude?
Come back when it's in beta, and these things will all be working. beautifully.
Bye, Madness.
See you later!
See you later.
I'm just history, guys. Honestly, I feel
It's
like
got nothing
I'm
to do with
literally-
history. It's still
I'm
in
Will-
fucking
I'm Will-
development.
I'm Will Farrell taking crazy pills right now. Are you guys not seeing? You guys are all like not seeing like the fact that they couldn't do those other mechanics and they've ended up ditching.
No, it's quite
docking.
blatantly in our face, but we also realise Alpha, which I think you find the CIG said earlier that alphas are currently not in the game because it is an alpha.
But to come back on this little clip that I stilled here, have you
Yeah,
guys seen the
check out a
gun?
jail card, that one.
Have you guys seen the gun and the armor?
Yes, it looks beautiful.
Yes, I love it.
Stormtroopers.
What do you
Stormtrooper.
think he has on his shoulder? And that's something that I was thinking about when I watched it.
I don't know.
Which one?
That's
Can't really
the
see
body,
it.
the body armor, the padding.
No, he has like a little camera bitty on his shoulder.
It's that leather shoulder pad again.
Sure, it's not his torch.
No. I think it might be a torch. It
Or a
might be a
sensor,
torch.
maybe a sensor or something for reading, taking information, data, that type of stuff. Could be a security camera.
Isn't that part of his? Is that part of his shoulder?
It might be a camera, it might be a
The
light.
camera, yeah, it's the camera over the shoulder. There it is. I see it. It's
Unless they put the torch on that rather than on the helmet.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I do you know what? I hope it's. You know how they did the drones scenario where they had the drones and they projected the video of the feed.
Oh, that would be
from the
awesome,
drone?
yeah.
They could have this where the guy in the ship, whatever, can be watching like aliens are when they go into the planet and they go into the spaceship and they see the aliens and shit.
Do
and
you
stuff.
guys
Well,
see
as they're
how
saying
far
in
away?
chat, it's the explorer suit, so it could well be a camera for someone else that's in the ship,
Thanks,
so they
Basil.
can get the feedback. I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Have you guys seen on this one how far away you can
Yeah.
still see those craters that they zoomed out from?
It's what they were talking about. How
Oh my
makes me-
god.
Makes me laugh with that bit
From
is that when
space
you're on
to
the surface,
ground.
you see the size of the reclaimer. Everyone's going, "Oh, that reclaimer's fucking huge! Oh, it's such a massive ship." And then they zoom out, and it's like a pea, then it's a dot, and it's tiny. The reclaimer is tiny when you compare it to that planet. It's fucking
Yeah.
small. It's amazing the size of that planet. And then you
So-
think like, how they got to try and put all them rocks on there.
What do you mean, Captain? Sorry, just can you explain what you mean, like in terms of you want me to explain so you can accept my point? What you're talking about?
I don't
Name
know.
one game that did docking.
Docking.
Isn't Hellion done docking?
Alien has docking, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, man.
He's left now. He's now left. He's now left, accepting my point.
Coming back on the docking and Hellion, yeah. So you get into your docking thing, you
Not that I'm about. It's not about winning. It's not about winning.
No. It's never
just-
about
the
winning with you.
Manchester.
It's never about winning with you.
The champ
Listen.
is here, baby. Let me get my t-shirt.
No. Sit down. Sit down, boy. Coming back on Hellion is and you asked me,
That's
Madness,
the only
you,
time it'll ever happen. Sorry.
you asked me to bring in the differences. You said, Bram, can you explain to me the differences? Hellion is a survival game. Star Citizen is leans more towards an MMO, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you have in Hellion this extensive docking where you need to depressurize, get out, repressurize, I don't think that would work for a Star Citizen in the way we want to see it. You know what I mean?
Well, you've got the depressurization on the airlocks and stuff, so we're going to
Yes.
get there, but we're not going to get it. They said we're not going to get it ship to ship. And I think the main part, the reason that is because if you look at Hellion, they got all the actual physics where everything moves
Real
slow. The
physics,
EVA
yeah.
is different. It actually takes a long time to dock those two up, whereas a Star Citizen is a slightly faster paced thing. Like you just said, you want the
Exactly.
dog fighting to be a bit faster and everything else. So you can't dock when things are going at like super speed. So
Yeah.
No.
But salvaging
be
is
pretty
pretty
hard.
slow, right? You're not going to be salvaging at high speed, are you? Realistically, might salvage a few things at high speed, but really, if you're
no, but
if you're a
that's a
reclaimer-
completely different mechanic
Okay.
to docking, though. Docking
No.
is something like if you want to attack another ship, you want to dock. They're not going to sit around for you. But once the salvaging thing has got it in his big stallion dick and got hold of the ship, that ship's
Poor
not going
stallion.
anywhere, so he can
Poor
sit
stallion.
still and eat it.
Well, here's my thing for the reclaimer is the reality is that's going to be like a ship that are you going to be able to reclaim on planets with that thing?
They're showing on a planet, so
Because they showed it landed, so are you going to like land it and then kind of shuffle it along the ground and then try and extend the front bit to grab like a derelict ship and stuff? Or are you going to be? Is it going to be predominantly for space reclamation? And then you're going to be, you know, maybe you're going to use that. For example, I'm a pirate org. We go, we steal some ship, have a big fight, and it's going to be there perfectly. That's the opportunity at the end of winning the fight. Or, you know, you go in and you send your reclaimer in and you salvage them, you know, and it's like it's going to be a slower-ish mechanic, right? Because you've got the
I
tractor
think
beam.
half
they
the
said.
problem is it's not clear what like they have the idea. Well, we want this ship that can be a reclaimer, and it's a great idea. Yeah, let's get a ship where it can churn up other ships and mash it into pieces. But how you physically do that within a ship and make that work is like a more of an afterthought. And it's like you said, at the moment we've seen the inside of the Reclaimer. It's a big metal drum that churns up with all them spikes that churns up the ship and the metal and stuff. But how is that even potentially feeding things into different resources? It's a good thing for smashing something up into scrap. But anything else, it's not going to sit there and start picking at things. But we don't. I mean, what we don't know is the internals in that respect. In terms of, it's on the planet. It might not function as a Reclaimer as you're thinking in space, but it may be something that the crew could drive or pick up or parts of a ship and bring it in and break it apart inside the Reclaimer. There might be tools inside the Reclaimer to break materials up. I don't know.
To do that. Did we have any questions, guys? Does any of you have the forums open?
I'll have a look now for you, mate.
Because I ran through most of this stuff. I had a couple of lookbacks on some links that I played while we were talking about the Reclaimer interior-wise, so I think we covered that one.
There was the ship derelict, which is a really nice pass that they did on the Cutlass to show how they kind of place the ships, the derelicts down, which I think is quite impressive, actually, how they managed to sit them into the environment. Again, I guess this is this whole kind of balance that we're talking. It's always that constant fight between plausible and just something to interact with. You know, it's like, oh look, 2-3 caterpillars have all crashed next to each other. Is that believable?
Why not?
Not really.
Why not?
Why not? They could have been part of a
That's
fleet.
ridiculous. That's a crazy thing to say. Why not?
That's like saying that like you're in a bike club, but you're not going to have 10 bikes together in a bike club.
Okay. Well, I suppose at the end of the day, okay. I hear you. I hear your points.
Yeah.
Let's get those questions out, boys.
The exclamation mark question, guys, in chat.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
The other thing I wanted to do, go back on with the Reclaimer just a tad, is that we, like you was on about it being on the surface, so obviously it can land on the planet. I mean, but there is also an element, don't forget, they are, like, I know I said they're not so much in one thing, but another thing, they are sort of shop window dressing, right? And so if you showed you that Reclaimer in space and said, oh, look at the scale of that, it's very difficult to see the scale. So I think a big element of it is, let's stick it on a planet, let's stick a person in front of it, you can see the size of it then and zoom out and you can see it getting smaller and smaller. That has so much
And you're like, whoa, mind
just
blown.
floating in space going, oh yeah, it looks pretty big, but how do I know? I think that's part, it's part of the reason why you probably saw it on a planet, not so much for its
So
features.
you think so they're trying to impress us then, technically, really?
Yeah, they're always trying to impress, aren't they?
They're just showing us what the possibilities are of their tool. You saw all the debris around it. You know, they probably have. You place a ship 3 times, but the debris will be divided differently by each single placement. Procedural. You know what I mean? You plump it down. It has debris here, there, and there. You plump it down a different time. The debris is scattered on different places. You know what I mean? You see what I think that's what they were showing off in that bit about the caterpillar. Every time they place it, it is a bit different. It's not always the same derelict that they place down. It's not exactly the same model. It might be broken differently. It might be placed differently. It might be sunk into the ground differently. And that's where you come back to what you said earlier, Magnus. You're going to think, oh, how might this thing have been crashed that way? You know what I mean? It makes it more. If you see the same derelict on 10 different places on the planet, you think this same fucking thing again. Or do you want to see different variations on that derelict? You see what I mean?
Yeah, again, it's that whole. It's a mind state. At the end of the day, we're all different. We all look at things differently. Some people might look at a load of derelicts and never even blink an eyelid at it. But for me, when I look at like bio, I think we're kind of a similar. I think maybe it's a dyslexic thing, or maybe it's just I don't know, whatever. It's a brain thing. But when I look at like that type of situation, I kind of go, I want to figure out what caused that to happen. Why did that caterpillar die and crash there? And I think,
like you said, you've got to listen to what it says sometimes. Like I think that's what Sol's saying, isn't it? It's saying when we put that one down, look how that looks. Right now we put this one down. Look, it's procedurally changed the rubble. It's not the same as the
Exactly.
first one. They can't do that if they put it in two completely different locations. You go, like you just said before, I can't remember the difference between the Gamescom video and this one that you're showing here.
If they have two next to each other.
They're putting the 2 or 3 next to each other to show you that even by just pressing the caterpillar, I want a caterpillar wreck, press that, put it down, and then do the same thing again. And that one will actually look different to this one. So it's like procedural wreck.
I hold my hand up and say, yeah, absolutely. If they're just showing us the tech, then absolutely cool.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely. I say we're going to jump into the questions, guys. Did
You
we
have to
have
forgive
some?
me.
There's
All
there's
visual.
one question.
No, it's
It's from Angler Manny,
One question.
Hey, Angela.
and it's two little bit madness. He's basically saying with planets, brackets moons coming, how much freedom to build, terraform, control, and customize will player owned controlled structures bases get? Sorry, my voice was going halfway through
For
that.
3.0, I think maybe the only amount of control we might be able to have is, like we were discussing about the corporations. We might be able to, when we're on missions, be able to control based on a corporation alliance, perhaps. So maybe if we're aligned to Rycon or whatever the name of it was, or maybe we're aligned doing a mission for, say, for example, you're a pirate, we can only get missions, or you're a criminal, you can only get missions for Rycon. And say you're a good person for Port Olisar, you only get missions for Corp Star or what. I'm just guessing the names. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember what they are. That would be potentially, so you're doing a mission for these guys, and then your mission is you have to collect this base, secure this base, kill the pirates, and then take over this base, and then put this flag. That for me is the amount of actual interaction we're probably going to get for 3.0, maybe for the planets. Eventually, we will be able to do a lot more. We'll be able to build everything, hopefully, from power centers to mining to solar facilities to farming. I'm hoping they'll enable us to do the Endeavor. You know, the Endeavor's got the vegetable. They're not vegetables. The plantation kind of like cylinder kind of, what do you call those things when you have
Hydroponic pods.
Hydroponic pods, thank you. And have those massive ones. And so hopefully we'll be able to land those similar to those and have those on planets.
Definitely.
I think we're going to have no control over the structures and the change.
No.
Not on the 3.0. It's no
And
control.
not terraforming,
We'll be able to work for different people and rep maybe, but I don't think actual physical control, that sort of stuff. Yeah,
We're testing the foundation. Okay, what you're talking about is probably the next level and above.
Yeah.
There's just one more question that's just come in. It's from Urza7. It's to everyone. Basically saying, do you think they will balance the professions in terms of I can't say that word, economy. There you go. In other games I've played, there's always a very real difference in currency earned per hour of playtime, and people tend to gravitate towards the more profitable jobs, which is a shame.
That's true.
It's a very good question.
Yeah,
very good
this is
point.
online. Naturally, you're going to want to go towards the profession that's going to make you the most amount of money. It's just, you want to make money quick so you can have all the best ships. It's to be expected. So I would like them to be balanced as much as they can be, so people enjoy doing all things and get rewarded for it. If mining is hours and hours and hours and you don't get shit for it,
There'll always be that kind of, like, they might try and make it the same, but there will always be the difference. Like, I'm a pirate, so that all depends on if I can pirate something.
Fiddly-dee. Sorry.
And if I do not get the cargo, where someone who's got like a job of being a tourer and he take a tour guide and they take a group of people, he's likely to get more money than I ever will.
a tourist.
Tour guide.
Tour
A
guide.
tour guide. You can be a tour guide in the game, can't you? It's the first thing that popped into my head.
Tour guide's gonna get more money than a pirate. Oh, fuck
You
that.
never know.
You're
right
going to be
now.
a crap pirate then, mate. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm not
You know.
being addicted if that's the case.
It was just the first thing that popped into my head, all right? Okay, I don't know, bounty hunter or something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It all depends
So
if you can.
let's-
For pirate, it depends on if you can steal the cargo. If you can't, then you don't get paid.
I mean, everything's going to have. Economy is a very difficult thing to balance, to be honest, especially job-wise, because obviously cargo in itself to balance. When I play Jumpgate, you could do shorter runs with cheap stuff and make money, but it would take you a long time, a lot of jumps, but it was safe. Then you get more rewards for taking heavier and harder cargo on longer distances. So you've got a big spectrum of ways of earning money that way. And then on top of like bounty hunting and missions and things like that, things take like a difference between whether it's risk versus reward. So you can't make bounty hunting give you the same price as a cargo run because there might be a lot of risk. But then at the same time, to bounty hunt one target may take you a week to try and track them down, follow them, and kill them. So you're going to say that's going to cost more than doing a 10-minute or an hour cargo run. Can someone just mute Matt?
No, I muted him and I took him off the stream. Everyone, thank you very much for your questions today.
Go and do tour guides.
I'm sorry, but you know what I'm like, guys. I literally say the first thing that comes to my head, and for some reason I thought of fucking tour guides, right? Fucking tour guides.
Nice one.
I'm gonna have to make that as a moat now in my stream. Like,
definitely, I think that's the best thing to do. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Madness is broken. Miss is broken. Bio is broken. Everyone's broken. Madness is back in there. Can we unmute him now? Or are you starting now, Bio?
Oh yeah.
Madness. Madness.
Stop it! Stop it! You're making me go. You're losing.
Oh. The
Madness
only reason
is
why I
back.
said it is because every single passenger's got to pay.
Guys.
Just stop literally. I can
Stop
Alright, hang on. Go look at the guys. Let's be this professional.
Oh, we ending.
Listen,
No.
everyone.
Hang on. I've got to comment on this. Oh, Jesus Christ. I
No,
wasn't even
it's
questioning
alright, man.
nothing.
It's alright. Your turn is over now.
Oh my God, Bio, you fucking legend. That was
Oh,
fucking
thank you.
hilarious, mate.
Miss, you alright?
Don't worry about it, as Evan. You have to watch back, mate. About 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
God.
Guys, I think we should conclude it for the day. With this giggle fest.
Anything we miss, we can do next week, anyway.
Anything we miss, we'll pick up. I want to thank everyone for being here. Ms. Madness, Bio, thank you very much for all your inputs, and as always,
Tour guides.
Tour guides, being part of the team. Next week we're on
Me.
Bio's channel. So we're
Bio.
gonna chill on Bio's channel, and we're gonna continue the madness there. Hopefully, some more guy giggles and tour guides. We're gonna keep that one in, by the way. I'll remind you of that one next
I'm gonna have a
week.
tour. We'll have to change the theme to be.
I'm gonna do a pirate tour bus.
Sorry.
Shut up! Nexus, can you find like a tour guide
You're learning a lot more
ship in
because
the
everybody's gonna
background
tip.
just for the next podcast? That'd be hilarious.
honestly,
Can you
Just for
see
you to
Bio
catch up.
dressed up as a hamburger?
Bio thought that being a tour guide, you'd earn more money than a pirate.
I know. I didn't say that for definite. I was
Anyway, guys, everyone that followed this week, thank you very much for following. We turned the follower sounds off.
Oh,
And let me quickly fix this. Here we go.
let me do the raids.
We turn the followers off. So everyone, thank you for following today. I found someone to rate, and he had 16 followers, and one person or 5 people are watching now. What I say is, we're gonna jump in there, and we're gonna give him a crazy rate. Waffles and biscuits. I love the name. Man.
Waffles and biscuits.
Yeah.
Waffles and
is cool.
biscuits.
I've chatted to him. Yeah. Check him out.
So what
Give
we're
him a
gonna
rate.
do, everyone, and let me open up his
He's
Twitch.
test as well. Yeah.
He's test as well, yeah. So definitely, go and give
there
him
we
some
go, guys.
crazy,
I've done.
If we can save that.
I've done raids.
for
Did the
next week if
podcast
you want.
raid.
and bear with
Oh,
me
yeah.
because I need to copy this. So we're gonna raid them. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. See you next week in the verse.
You won't be
Much
seeing
love.
Yeah,
Miss
Miss
will
is
not
off.
be here.
Oh,
Um,
we're not doing a roundup of what we're doing in the week or anything. We're just going straight to raid. are we?
You want to do the roundup?
Yeah, I'm streaming
short
all
one?
week, so and I'll have a giveaway on Friday for a $25 gift card. So if you want to win some money, come
Definitely go check him out.
Friday. Come check me out.
Miserable G
I'm away on holiday.
is on holiday. Biomechanical.
I'm going to pretty much be streaming every day.
He's going to be learning to be a tour.
Probably going to do. I'm going to see.
Change your profession.
Yes, I'm going to do some tour guide streams. I'm going to probably do some duo streams as well.
Nice.
Planning to do a duo stream with Itru, UK, and Yolanda again because that was really good fun. I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to do Saturday night.
A short one, I said.
Yeah, Saturday night. I'm planning on doing a Fright night. So I'm probably going to play Alien Isolation and all that kind of stuff, and you get to see me crap my pants.
Very nice.
And yeah, talk about tour guides.
Talk about tour guides. Myself, I'm going to install the new graphics card. Next week we have the Bar Citizen in Birmingham, UK. For everyone that wants to come down, 6 o'clock in Birmingham. We're gonna have some fun there, and it's also my birthday next week.
Shit, I need to book my hotel.
My birthday in 2 weeks.
Your birthday in 2 weeks. There we go. So I will not be streaming next week Saturday. I will be giving some Hellion keys away on the Friday probably. So definitely come and check it out if you're interested in Hellion. I say we're gonna give some love to Waffles and Biscuits.
Can I just say one more thing?
Of course.
Go for it.
Right, so thanks everybody for following. This podcast will be going up on the Addicted channel tomorrow, hopefully, as well as we are putting the audio only SoundCloud, and we'll also be putting it up on the community hub. So please do upvote it and go and sub to the YouTube channel and the SoundCloud and everything else for us. Just help us get it out there and spread it a little bit.
Definitely,
we appreciate you all being here. So please,
we do. We love you all here. We do actually do a fuckload of work on this shit. We love you guys so much because we do enjoy it. So yeah, a little upvote, just a little tick, a little upvote does mean the world to us all. And if you haven't followed us all on Twitter, please do, because we are always constantly posting information about the show, what we do, and places where you can find SoundCloud and stuff. So if you've got mates who you think will enjoy the show and who maybe haven't watched Our Citizen and just want to have a bit of a laugh and watch a bunch of 4 clowns. One clown and 3 really clever people. Then come check us out. Send us the link.
Say I'll have the audios uploaded on Wednesday.
Who's the clown?
Yeah, the latest will be Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, but yeah, it should be Wednesday.
No,
I'll get it.
Tuesday.
Latest will be Wednesday.
Anyway, let's go on raid.
Let's go, Ray. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you
around the verse.
in the verse.
See you, boys.
Waffles and biscuits.
Fucking brilliant, boys. Jesus, you killed me, dude.